A new title. This film got, let's say, kind of 5 or 6 titles, but this one is a new one.
Well, in America, it's called Night of the Blood Monster.
Yeah, which is by the way.
And in America, it's on a double feature with the Hammer film Blood from the Mummy's Tomb, put out by American International.
And
because I saw it in the theater in America in '71.
And you know, the real title is The Bloody Judge.
Not Thrown a Fire.
In England, because principally it was a British collection. And the script got the title of Bloody Judge, which I understand is not very good for the United States. Even not for a train. So
Are there 2 different endings for the movie? Because I heard there was one ending where Christopher Lee is hanged, and then another ending where he just sees a hanging from his cell and...
yeah, because the hanging sequence of that period was quite violent.
Because he doesn't die when he's hanged, and then he has to be beheaded.
No, but you know, in the real film, he gets hanged when he's already got the head off. You know, because what's the system at that time? You know, if you read the real sentences of that period, they cut it in 2, and then they hang, and then a lot of things. They open the body, and they take off. You know, so awful thing. I didn't show the whole thing, but a part of it. And it was cut off in most of the country.
Because it's based on a real character?
Yeah. And what's it, then in Spain it was called the Throne of Fire. And then it was called the Process of the Witches. And in Germany, the Witch Hunter of Blackmore. I don't know why it is Blackmore. You know, because nothing happened in Blackmore in that film.
It just sounds very good, yeah.
Yeah, I think it sounds good, and also I think it was a very successful film in Germany at that time. It had something like an Edgar Wallace film or something, called the Killer of the Blackmore. So they used Blackmore again, but commercial. The town of Blackmore. And I don't know, because I think Bloody Judge wasn't right. In Italy was the Throne of Fire also, I think, no?
Was this after you had already done the 2 Fu Manchu movies with Christopher Lee? When you made this film?
Yes.
So this was your third or fourth movie with him. Would that be somewhere in the chronology?
It's not a nice cover, anyway.
Was this before Eugenie, the Christopher Lee film? Or would this be afterwards?
That one?
Uh-huh.
Before. Now, the first film I made with Christopher Lee was Fu Manchu, the two Fu Manchus.
Oh, for Harry Allen.
For Harry Allen Towers and American International. And then after that was that one, and then the Eugenie, and then Dracula. And then I made two more.
Yeah, I saw Dracula in a French video store under the title La Nuit de Dracula.
Yeah.
The Nights of Dracula.
In Spain it was called the Count of Dracula. And
in America, Dracula was just re-released by Republic Video with a new box with a new artwork. Because they had, before I think it had been put out by another company.
And in Italy it was called, no, in Germany it was called, it is night when Dracula awakes. Es ist Nacht, no, Dracula erwacht. Kind of poem. I don't really know why everybody says the titles. Each country is very difficult to find it.
Because
all the films,
oh yeah, all of them. Because
I can give you
because Predators de la Nuit is known in Canada as Faceless. And which title do you like best?
But you know that film is so famous, like High Noon, no? That Gary Cooper from cinema. Was called in France. The train will whistle 3 times. You know, but difficult to recognize that. And in Italy it was called something like the sorrow and the solitude, or something like that. In Spain it was Alone Before the Danger. But nowhere I know a beautiful title. I don't know why they didn't put just High Noon, that's all. Most of times the distributors are such companies. I made Bloody Moon, and
did you see Pedro Almodovar's Matador, where they use footage from Bloody Moon in the opening scene?
Yes, of course. But they asked me the permission.
Oh, they did?
Of course. No, otherwise we have a big problem. You know. But this Bloody Moon was called in Spain school girls raped schoolgirls, you know.
Rape of the schoolgirls?
Yes. And no schoolgirls in the film. And nobody gets raped, so...
Someone gets sawed in half, but they don't get raped.
No, they don't get raped. They get killed, not raped. It was a very bad thing for the film because people like to see the raped schoolgirls. They were very disappointed when they saw the film.
Oh.
And the people who like horror films, they will never go to see, you know, raped schoolgirls because
they think it'll be a sex movie and not a horror.
Yes, a sex movie, not a horror.
In America, that was given a very wide release by a video label based out of Los Angeles. They had very good artwork on the box. Have you seen the American box for Bloody Moon?
No. I saw just the German and the Spanish. In Germany, got another title to it. Shake it is called it. Shake, I don't know how to say in English. Shake it means the another thing to cut the wood, for instance, huh? The big one. How do you call it? The big machine to cut.
A buzzsaw.
Huh?
Buzzsaw.
Yeah.
Or a chainsaw.
Yes, I think so. It's off dead. But so what do you say? Off dead.
Buzzsaw of death.
Yeah.
Well, that's a better title. At least it tells what happens in the movie.
This is a first degree title, but was working very right in Germany.
It gives away a surprise scene in the movie, though.
Yeah.
I don't know, your very first film, We Are 18, was that released in any countries outside of Spain, do you know?
I think it was released in England. Just in England. Because I know that because it was an English company who came to see me at that time. And they saw the film and they liked it. And I know they were, you know, they bought the film. So I used to vouch, I hope the film was released in England. But nowhere else because it was not a successful film at all. It was a complete flop. In Spain too because, I don't know why it's exactly, but in principle, you know, the commission of the censorship of the time, they didn't like me very much. And because of my personal opinions, and it shows a little bit in the film, I must say. So they decided to send the film, you know, to the hall. And the film was considered of the third category, which at that time means, you know, no hope.
Oh, do any copies of it still exist?
Losing the right to open in big theaters, for instance.
Do any prints of it still exist?
Yes. Yes. In this, look at it. In this Filmoteca, you know, festival they made about my films, they passed.
Was that festival a few weeks ago?
No, it was running for 1 month and a half.
In Spain?
It's in Madrid. It started in the April the 13, and went till the end of May.
What films did they include in the tribute?
Which film? 30.
30. And they made 35 millimeter prints?
Yes.
So it's good that there were that many films they had the negative.
I must tell you that I was very much surprised because...
Did they have to deal with more than...
They spent a lot of money and also the work of Carlos Aguilar looking for the places where the negatives exist.
Yeah.
And asking for new prints.
Because those negatives are not all with one producer, they're with many producers.
Yeah, but he got most of the films he wanted to show, because this is not my choice, it's his choice.
Did he get any of the negatives from Eurocine, like Dr. Orloff with Howard Vernon?
No, because Dr. Orloff is a negative in Spain.
Oh, a negative in Spain.
Yes. Orloff was even not an official co-production, but a French participation, you know, in the film.
And then the Dr. Orloff's Monster, which did not have Howard Vernon, that was like entirely a Spanish production with no French participation?
In which one then?
The sequel, Dr. Orloff's Monster.
No, those films were in real co-production, but not with the Lesser.
Not with the Lesser.
With France, but with the Comptoir Français de Film. The NEL. Just like Dracula against Frankenstein of the, you know, all that period I was working in France. We made a lot of films without any Spanish participation. But it was Robert Denel, the producer, was a very nice producer.
Was We Are 18, that film made entirely by Spanish participation?
Which one?
The We Are 18.
Only Spanish, yes.
It was all Spanish.
Only Spanish. was produced by a new company, new at the period. With one of the producers was Berlanga, the Spanish director. You know the name of Berlanga?
No, I don't think so.
Berlanga is a very good director. He got, for instance, the first prize in Cannes Festival in Venice too. He made the film like Welcome, Mr. Marshall, which is a quite famous film. And he made it then a long series of beautiful films like Calabuch. He's from this country. He's from Valencia. And then he co-produced my film, and he helped me to give me the chance to do it, because it was not easy at that time for me. It was very difficult.
So at that time in your career, he was very helpful in raising the financing to do the film?
Yes. And because I started, I was assistant direction. I worked with him in just one film. And but we were very good friends, and he liked the project and the script. And then I became manager of production and script writer, a lot of things. So, I made a musical score for some films, and one day I decided to start directing. I made short films first.
Because before you directed that, you had already directed at least 2 documentaries?
3. Yes.
3 documentaries?
Yes. 3 documentaries in, let's say, something like a second unit. When I was first assistant, as a matter of fact, I made a lot of shooting before to be the real director. And then I made this reality.
And then it was a few films later that you made the Dr. Orloff with Howard Vernon?
Yes, I made after we are 18, I had to start immediately another picture because I got some experience about the business at that time. And so I thought, if I stopped now, I start waiting for a producer calling me, I should be out of this business since so long ago.
Yeah. So you had to start your own momentum. And
I decided to start immediately another film, with a friend of mine who was manager of production. We made a small company. We asked for the help of the ministry, to help us to advance, to make a credit, And we got a very good technician, so the staff, the crew was good, and the Spanish, it was a very special organization at the Franco period. But, the union had the possibility to give you a credit if you made a film with people from the unions, So we got it, a small one, but we made Red Lips immediately. And it was a good decision because after Red Lips is when I had a call from Sergio Newman. I made for him the Queen of Tabaret, and then the Vamps in 1930, and then Orlov. And then more films. But
was Vamps 1930, was that considered a new type of film at the time, or was that considered groundbreaking in any way?
Listen, I must tell you, we made first the other one, the Queen of Tabaret, and we decided to go a little bit ahead in the period because at that time it was very successful to make films about the classical Spanish songs of the beginning of the century, of the end of the 19th century, and it's why we made the Queen of Tabaret because Tabaret was a musical film with a lot of playbacks, and then we decided to come a little bit closer to our time, and was in that moment in Spain, something like hot was forbidden.
Forbidden?
Forbidden. Yeah, because the censorship in the Franco period was awful. Most of people were cut and chanted,
Was this the period where he was giving Buñuel trouble over Vera Diana?
Yeah. But so So we made in the same atmosphere of some like her. We made our film, not copying the story, nothing, but just having a little bit the same kind between that one of the bandwagon too, no? And the film was very successful, and we got.
So unlike Some Like It Hot, your film had no censorship trouble in Spain.
No, not that one. Not that one. Neither the Queen of Taveri. With Gritos en la Noche or Love, we had some cats in the Spanish version.
Was the actress in Gritos de las Noches considered too sexy for that time?
They were considered too sexy.
She was wearing the skin-tight outfit.
Why they cut, let's say, a couple of minutes or something. Not very much, but just a little bit. They were very primitive, you know.
Do you ever think that that film is known in America as The Diabolical Dr. Z? Have you heard of that title in America?
No.
That's what Gritos de las Noches is called in America. It's called The Diabolical Dr. Z.
No, this is another one.
The one, I think the one about the...
Miss Muerte.
Miss Muerte, yeah, the one where she is...
No, this one is Awful Dr. Allah.
That's right, okay.
Awful Dr. Allah.
Miss Muerte is the one where the woman has the long fingernails and can kill people with scratching them.
Yeah, this is Miss Muerte. But... Awful Dr. Allah, I got all the things. I know all the films I made. Awful Dr. Allah. In England, the Demon Doctor, you know, Horrible Doctor Love in French, and Gritos en la Noche in Spanish.
Was the nude scene in Dr. Orloff, could you show that in Spain with no censorship? The topless scene, or was that considered shocking at the time?
I don't think so.
It was no big deal.
I think I made a film. You know what happened to me? I never wanted to make the films for the censorship. I was always disgusted, arguing the censor when they say you have to change it and to put it. They say, and you sign the script. You do, because you are asking me for silly things. So you sign the script or you sign the film. And I made the film mostly as I wanted. The only problem is when I film the censorship. I had a lot of trouble with them, but the moment they wanted to change 2-3 things, I prepared to make another film, and not to change anything. But in the other film, it was a very particular point of view, the Spanish censorship, because when the film happened in Spain, in the Franco times, everybody had to be very serious, very honest, No one military, for instance, could be a thief, liar or something. They had to be all of them.
Were they worried that if these films were exported to other countries, they wanted to present a positive image of the Spanish people?
Yes, but also inside of the country, because they accept it to show.
Because they want people to have these as role models.
Yeah.
Not look at a thief on the screen and want to be like him.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So when the action happened in other countries, they were much more free. A colonel could be a traitor or something, but a Spanish colonel couldn't be a traitor. And the same for the the kind of relationship between the colonel and his wife. The wife and him, if they were Spanish at that time, they had to be very serious, very honest, to love each other very much. But if the colonel was from Nicaragua, for instance, in that moment on,
it's okay for a person from Nicaragua.
It's okay, because Nicaragua, who cares about Nicaragua? So I had to make the concession of this kind. For instance, they have the film Death Whistles a Blues. In principle, the film happened in Marbella, in the south of Spain. But they say, no, in Spain can never happen such thing. So I put it in another country, and they let me the script like it was.
You could even film it in Spain, but just say it's another country?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, and as long as you say it's another country, it's okay.
Yeah. If you say, this is Alicante, in that moment, the censorship was much more difficult. But here, in the same
you can't film.
This is Nicaragua, this is California, for instance, I'm not going to tell you, can do much more free. I don't say completely free, but a little bit more. It was a disaster.
How long did Franco's censorship last? All the way to his death? Or before he died, was he a freer?
No, before he died, when the technocrats came into the government, it got a little bit more free in the sex point of view, not in the political. In the sex point of view, they were a little bit more free. They accepted some nudity, even very, very kind of artistic nudity, but and also the intimate problems. You could be a little bit more money, but not for the politics, not for the social problems. They were still the same. But anyway, it was evolution when Franco got very old, and the government was in the hands of the people from, right hand, but more or less the people which are now in the power or around the power. Like Franco Ibarra, like Adolfo Suarez, all of them that were in the latest period of Franco. And they were positive. They were very positive.
Was it a different production company who put up the backing for Ms. Muerte than the one who did Dr. Orloff?
Yeah, different. Ms. Muerte was a French film made in cooperation with Spain. But was mainly a French film. And the producer was Serge Silverman, who's the producer of most of the Buñuel.
Of the last 15 years of Buñuel's life.
Yes. And I made with this producer 2 films with Ms. Muerte and then Cartas por Arriba, the film with Eddie Constantine.
You also did a film with the screenwriter Jean-Claude Carré, who co-wrote most of the last Buñuel films.
Yeah. No, but Jean-Claude Carré met first Buñuel, and he started to work for Silverman because of Buñuel. And then when I made a film with him, with Silverman, he introduced me to Jean-Claude Carré, and we became very good friends. And we worked together in the 2 films I made for the company. But Jean-Claude has still been a very good friend of mine.
Was Ms. Muerte, did you have a lot of involvement in writing that project, coming up with the concepts? That was the first film to have your themes of surgical horror and that would be done over even as recently as Predators de la Nuit.
Yeah.
Because those films would go very well together, Ms. Muerte and Predators de la Nuit, because they both have the surgical horror and.
No, but as a matter of fact, I think my first surgical horror was Orlov. Because Orlov is liberation. So I think. Now, the Predator de la Nuit, that it's faceless, was based in Orlov.
Was there any inspiration for that film, Eyes Without a Face, or whatever the French title was?
The French film. Listen, in Orlov, it was in the area, because Franju and myself, we never met. And we shot the films at the same time.
Oh, so it was just
I shot in Spain and he was shooting in France at the same time.
Oh, so you were both thinking in the same line simultaneously without even knowing each other.
No. We got a special, flavor about surgical horror because I think my base, if you want, it's a beautiful, very old British film called Mysterious Eyes over London. That's a film. I think I'm not wrong. I think that Walter Fawlty film was a B director, but very good B director in England in the 40s, 50s, And he made some films about Edgar Wallace novel. And based on an Edgar Wallace novel, I don't know which one. He made this Mysterious Eyes over London, where are a little bit the elements, the inspiration, let's say, for Orlov, and probably for the other one, because the Franju was a very cultivated man, and he liked very much the big cities and all of that, you know. So I'm sure he saw that film. The base of this story about the operations and things, it comes from that. So both of us. So it was inspired in the practice film. I could tell you, as I'm telling you about waterfalling.
But you were the first director to have the concept of a killer with long fingernails, and that idea has been copied so many times from more recently Nightmare on Elm Street, but even Mario Bava's film with Cameron Mitchell about the blood and black lace.
Yeah, but it's in all the comic strips in the world before. No? And maybe in the cinema.
So that was a common notion in comic strips.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it very much, the comic strips.
Was your film Lucky, or that was the one? Yeah, most inspired by the comic strips.
Of course.
Because you had the.
It was a kind of joke about the comic strips, you know. But you didn't see the film?
No, I have not seen Lucky.
I think it was very fascinating. But it was too modern, you know. And lately, when I saw Dick Tracy, looks like a brother of Dick Tracy, you know, my friend. With not the same elements, not the same rich, you know, richness, but very much the same kind, you know. All this way of explaining the story in a comic strip way, with the photographies and all of that, and taking that with a distance, you know, with humor. It's very much in the same kind. But I like very much this Tracy. I know Dick Tracy, a lot of people don't like him, or don't like it very much, but I think it's a beautiful film. You will see that it will become a cult film in the next few years. And I think Madonna is very good. She sings very good because with the songs of Sondheim, she does, are very difficult to sing.
Yeah. Is she regarded as a good actress in Europe? Because in America, all her films get terrible reviews, and she's always.
Yeah, but it is a problem of reputation, I think, a little bit. But you know, I think in America you are a little bit too proud, too difficult, you know, in the moral point of view. Have a very strict moral. I think in Europe, in the free side at least of Europe, we are not against free people like Madonna is. We like it. I like it. I like her. I think she can be very good as an actress too, as a personality, even to sing well. I don't like very much the normal record she does, no? But she's able to sing sometimes with humor, and you know, and getting the voice and the style of the singers of the 30s. I think it's a very good job. I like it. Anyway, I think Dustin Hoffman is great. A lot of all of the people, Pacino and all that, are great by that.
Well, the color scheme in it was done in the same key colors of the comic strips, with
very good.
The colors being all really saturated yellows and blues.
Very good. But it's not a realistic film. I think Batman is a little bit of the same kind. But for me, I like very much more Dick Tracy. But Batman is too much things together, you know. I think it's kind of a nightmare a little bit.
What other films did you try to do in a comic book style? I think you had mentioned once Dracula, Prisoner of Frankenstein. You were looking for a comic book style.
Yes, okay. Because you know, it happened after I made the other Dracula made in the Bram Stoker novel. I was really very much serious with Bram Stoker. I didn't try to make another Dracula film, but I tried to make the you know, the Gothic novel. There's a lot of nice about it. You say something?
So was it, how far was it after you had done Miss Muerte and these last black and white films in the 60s that you began to film in color?
I made my first film in color.
Your first time?
Yes. We are taking it was in color.
Oh, really?
And then also the two musicals, I prefer the color from the beginning. You know, our films on the gold with the wind is 38. So I like the color more than black and white. It's a problem of black because at that time it was much more expensive to make a film. Now it's
now it costs more for the lab to process the black and white. It's so unusual.
Yes. But I wanted to make all my films in color, even before, even the other one with Eddie Constantine. And I know that the Eddie Constantine, for instance, now could be successful for any kind of audience, but not in black and white. I understand some story, some kind of films, art films, or intellectual films, can be done in black and white. Why not? But
Eddie Constantine's last
Eddie
film.
Constantine, I think, is better in color.
Yeah, his last film.
It's a pre-James Bond.
His last film before he died, Erogo. That was in black and white, but blood in color.
Yeah, black and white color and everything. That film. And this is not the same kind of violence with him. We're just, kind of Peter Cine style and kind of amusing films with action. And for this kind, I think the color is much better. I think for everything, even, I don't know if you know the answer of Alfred Hitchcock, and they asked him about, in that time, about the color, the problem between the color of black and white. He said, I prefer very much the color. He said, blood is red. Hey, it's true.
Oh, in Psycho, the blood was black.
Yeah, it was black before, but it's not real. They say at the beginning of when the color became really about artistic, and some critics say, but it's not so artistic as the color, because for the atmosphere, the black and white is much better. But I don't think so. I think it can be the same, but the photography should have to be better.
So you
and to make the atmosphere even with color.
What would you think if your black and white films? Do you think they should be colorized? If they were?
I don't like very much to see colorized.
Yes, colorized.
I like it. Yes, I do like it. Why not?
I know some directors don't like it, but I know I spoke to Cameron Mitchell, the actor, and he told me his early black and white films, he wished they were all colorized.
Yeah. No, but I think our elements to add with the new discovery. I would like very much to have all my films now in stereo, Dolby stereo equipment. It's better to look at. The show is better, and in color to get good color, of course.
Isn't your new film Fall of the Eagles in a new type of stereo?
Yes. I like it. For instance, my latest 5 films are stereo.
So that one is Esmeralda Bay and Downtown Key.
Yeah. I think it's good. The problem is very few theaters in Europe with really good sound. So it's fun because you make a good film, you are mixing multi-tracks, preparing the mix during tuition, and then if you have not the chance to open in one of those theaters, and nobody realizes you made a big effort, the sound is very good.
They may give that theater to the Steven Spielberg film, and then you have to maybe open in a theater with 10 screens, each screen very small.
Yeah.
In Europe, there's more of those multiple theaters with the small screens where...
I hate it. I don't like it. It's better to stay at home and see it TV. Because I think the nice thing with the cinema is to have a 24 meters screen projection, and the content it becomes a different show. But when you look at the film in a screen like that, when you stay at home and you look at it with the video.
Do you think it's very unfair when critics review a film of yours, but all they've seen is maybe a very, very bad video copy that maybe is so fuzzy they cannot even see the details, and yet they write a review of your film based on only seeing that?
You know, I think it's a double thing. Number one, they should know that we're in a 15th generation videotape, which in general is great. But at the same time, if you are a director who's not like a reputation of one of the masters of the series, when they look at your film, they do cause films like that, which is amazing to see. Then you can say it because you have even a copy 35 minutes. My films are not like the bad copies of video.
Well, even my 35mm print of Jack the Ripper that I have, it's got the matte bars to give it more of a widescreen look. When you project it in a theater, it's a wider picture, but when you look at it on the videotape, even the store tape, the sides of the picture are chopped off. So the composition is all thrown.
Because the way now I make my films, just is the measurements of the video.
And then also the quality of the photography, like the close-ups of Klaus Kinski, where you can see every little pore on his face.
Yeah.
Although the quality of that photography is totally lost on video.
No, but the video can be good if you have a very good master made for the original negative, and then a very good first copy. Is one generation of it. The copies can be good. I have some copies which are really as good as the negative in the 35mm. But the problem is then this copy goes to somewhere in France. They made a new copy. From that copy, they make other copies in the United States. It's wrong. It's all wrong. But with the 35, it's the same. If you make a new negative from a copy from that new copy from the new negative, you make another copy. It becomes the same awful quality. And this is a drama, I think, in general for all the people working in this industry now, because before, when you made film just for the theaters, you could yourself, follow the life of the film, and even to control the copies from different labs. But now, they make a master, and the master goes away. You never see the master again, and you never know what's happened with this master, how they made the copies, how much copies they made at the same time, how many machines were working together, which were good. It's impossible, right? So, for instance, people making copies of one of my films in Spain, and it was kind of a complete world making copies at the same time. And the guy was just having a sandwich, and drinking a beer. At the same time, all the machines were working, and some of them they were maybe good, and some of them maybe bad because he didn't care at all.
Because some of these machines may have dirty heads and need maintenance.
Yeah. So the copy is there. Go to the box.
What do you think about laser discs? Have you seen many laser discs where the quality is,
I think
higher resolution?
I saw just. A demonstration made in Munich kind of 1 year ago. It was very good. Doesn't mean that whole copies will be good too, but the demonstration was very good.
Yeah, I have the Greta film with Lina and Diane Thorne. I have that on Laserdisc.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful quality. It's a beautiful transfer.
But it's a miracle, I think, because most of the times, I know, for instance, through one, I think existed a lot of copies, pirate copies of my films in New York, which are completely old, and then cat, it's a pity because I never say I think for masterpieces, but I think in the let's say professional point of view or whatever, and the photography and the music and the sound is quite all right. I don't say magnificent, I say quite all right, but those copies like the copy
you think the negative of that is, do you know where the negative is?
Yeah. Very good.
Is that one
because they made a new copy for the
tribute? Yeah. Oh, so they did make a new print. And then where does the print they made for the tribute, who gets the print? The government or whoever sponsored the tribute? Does it stay in their archives?
I think it's a distributor because if he got, let's say, true romantic, you got a film for Nicaragua, and they give you what a romantic, and you send to a place to make 3,000 copies. Yes, do not see, do not check it. Nobody checked it. Nobody sees it. Nobody see even the 35 copies. Nobody sees it. In Europe, maybe in the United States, American censors, producers or distributors who is a man taking care of the quality of the copy, but have to be one of the major houses of the country. It's all.
Position.
¿La colilla? ¿Es más colilla?
Esta es colilla.
They're making publicity about the French cigarettes.
Really? What's the most popular French cigarette, the Gillette?
I like it very much because it's black tobacco, and but very, very, very sweet. It's not at all, and also the composition, that less dangerous than any other cigarettes in the world.
Less dangerous?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm very, very light.
Uh-huh.
I've got the flavor of the black tobacco, which I like.
Yeah, I know. In America, they've got so many health warnings against smoking that I guess the smoking rate decreases there more than it does in Europe.
No, not here, too.
They have the health warning on the cigarette there?
They to smoke provoke illness of the heart. And it's very bad for the health. They put not a thing. And then they say to you, because it should be forbidden, something is really so awful. But it's a good business, so.
Oh, it's a very big business, yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, I think, because when people live in the big towns, like most of us, one of the things better to break is the cigarette smoke, because it's better than a gasoline or things like that.
Well, the air here is better than the air in Barcelona.
But the air in Barcelona is so cold.
Yeah, Barcelona smells much worse than Paris. I don't know what the air.
Yes, of course. And Madrid much worse than Barcelona.
Is it got a lot of open sewer lines or something? Why it smells so bad in Barcelona?
You know, I think the problem is Barcelona is an industrial town, with a lot of industries, chemical industries around, and also it's because of the quality of our gasoline. No? It was still 2 months ago was a kind of special Spanish gasoline.
Oh, so the emissions from the Spanish gasoline.
With lot of awful things inside, kind of disaster. And it will take a lot of time, to save the atmosphere, because in Madrid mainly, Madrid is a kind of hole between mountains, and all this smoke stay there, for months. No, so to smoke is the best thing we can do. At least you breathe kind of vegetable.
Oh. Does Harry Allen Towers still own all the negatives to the films that you directed for him? Or do you think he sold them?
Listen, in principle, I don't think he never honored the negatives. Because don't forget, the Harry Allen Towers is a special thing. I think it was mostly executive producer. Because all the films I made for him were in fact, or for American International, or for Commonwealth United, or for another company.
Like the Fu Manchu films, did American International put money into those films for the production?
Yeah.
Was it true that they wanted you as director because they had seen Succubus and liked it?
That's right. Yes. The first one, let's say. The first one I made was this Roman is because they saw this AIP got the film Succubus for the United States. They go to the Berlin Festival. And then the film went without for someone like this. Jeremy Summers, Don Sharp, one British director like that.
Yeah.
He got another contract. And
Don Sharp did the first Fu Manchu.
Yes. And he had to go to, with the BBC TV to make something in the South Sea or something. And who can direct the film? They were already working and preparing the film. And so they decided to look for me because it was not so simple, they say. But as a matter of fact, I was at home and they called me. And I thought it was a joke. But then 3 days later, the Harry Allen Tower was in Madrid, so it was not a joke. So, I had to go to Rio de Janeiro 2 days later. When I arrived, it was kind of 10 days before I started shooting. All the cast was down, everything. They brought me to see the location, if I agreed, to shoot the places. And most of the places were fantastic in Rio de Janeiro. Can you imagine for a jungle film, the perfection.
How many films did you do in Rio de Janeiro? Also the Venus and Furs?
Venus and Furs, no. I made in Rio de Janeiro the first Fu Manchu, the Subaru. And then I made 99 Women, most of the film. But the castle, because it was a co-production with Spain, so we came back to Spain to shoot the castle. The castle was in Alicante, that castle in Alicante.
Oh, the same castle for Dracula, Prisoner of Frankenstein?
Yes, not, because, in Dracula, Prisoner, it's an enormous castle, so we were not shooting in the same places, because it's a fortress more than a castle, So, kind of 10 or 12 different houses with different locations, with different interiors, I use, in Dracula against Frankenstein, I use another part of the castle. Then I came back for Dracula, in the Count Dracula, the Streets of Paris. I shot a part of it, the dungeons, I shot in this castle. And the rest I shot in Barcelona, where now is the Catalan government, a beautiful house. Now it's impossible to shoot the Dracula films in there, anymore, because it's the big reception, official receptions are there. When the king comes to Barcelona, they bring him the plane.
You could never make that look like Dracula's castle again.
Not that one. I'm sure they would never let me. To chance it to start to put, coffins. I would like it, but I don't think they will understand my meaning.
Was that the same castle that you show long shots of in The Daughter of Dracula with Britt Nichols? Like when the camera is showing a castle on a hilltop?
Castle on the Paragalena. This castle is the Castelo de Pena in Portugal. It's in a place, wonderful place, called Sintra, which is kind of 30 kilometers from Lisbon. And it's fantastic, this castle. The interior is wonderful. I shot the interior of this castle, the film, the Portuguese Knot.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
It's the same castle, but the interior. And in Portugal they have wonderful locations, wonderful. And they're very nice. It's very easy to get the permission to shoot in there and all that. It's really a wonderful country.
Now, Portugal is where the castle for the erotic rights of Frankenstein is located?
Yes. Entirely Portugal, I made that.
Well, that movie was made all in Portugal.
Which one?
The erotic rights of Frankenstein, or the no fictions? Was that the first film you made with Lina? Or she has a small part in it?
Oh, I think no. I made before in a film called Relax Baby.
Relax Baby?
The first part was in a baby.
Uh-huh. But how did you both meet originally? Was it during the making of Relax Baby that you met?
I didn't get it.
Oh, how did you first meet with Lina?
Because I saw her in Barcelona. I was shooting in Barcelona. I saw her in a play because she used to play in Catalan plays, you know, of amateur. And I saw her playing a part in theater, in a small theater. So I asked her to play this part in Relax Baby, because Relax Baby I shot in Barcelona.
Oh, and Lina, you were a teenage actress then?
Yes. Yes, she was very young, but quite good, quite sincere. And the part she played was a very good time. So I asked her to come along and to play this part in the film. She was very much scared like that, you know. But she took one day just to
she had never done a film before?
No, never. One day to be relaxed. The second day she was already relaxed.
How long was it after these films that you began to give Lina the starring role where the movie would be, you know, all centered around her?
I think the first was la Condesa Negra, no? The Black Countess.
Oh, that must be the film known in America as Loves of Arena, or also The Bare Breast Countess?
Yeah, The Bare Breast Countess.
With Jack Taylor?
Jack Taylor. Yeah.
Where was that filmed at? On an island somewhere?
Yeah, Madeira Island, a Portuguese island.
Oh, Portuguese island.
Yes, but like the Canary Island for us, so it's almost tropical island, beautiful island. It's like a trailer of Brazil.
Is it on a forest on that island? The very famous opening of the movie where Lina is walking through the mist in the cave. Is that?
This is in there. Yes. Everything is in there. Because it's a very strange island. Like most of tropical places, is a volcano island, you know. And by the coast, the weather is very nice and sunny and all that. But when you go up and up, after half an hour, you know, start the fog and the clouds are very quick and beautiful for the light, you know. And we shot in the whole island, and it's a small island. It's kind of 60 kilometers of diameter. But beautiful. You know, they have in this island kind of 150 different orchids, you know, in class, you know.
Did that film ever have any censorship problems around the world, or was it considered a shocking film for its time?
It was considered a very much a shocking film. The film was was forbidden in Spain. We did, of course, 100%.
Because Franco was still alive.
Oh, yeah. Very much alive. I think it's one of the we were very bad for his health. And then in some countries, got some cuts in Germany at that time. It was a censorship in Germany at that time. And in Italy, because of the limit, but it was quite successful all around the world, I think. And then they made a kind of porno version in France, because it was the first time the porno was allowed in France. And they added, you know,
where they add porno shots with different actors.
Yeah, with different actors, with different everything, with different lights. A kind of awful market, you know, of porno stuff. And they added some shots, but it's ridiculous because those shots have nothing to do with the rest.
Yeah, that was did you come up with the story yourself, or was that written by someone else?
No, it was mine.
Yeah. I like the ending. Where did you find the car that has the hood ornament like a bat?
In Madeira.
Where it sort of flaps in the wind as the car is being driven?
Yeah, in Madeira, because it's a very special place, as I tell you. We have anecdotes about Madeira, incredible. For instance, when I made the captain 15 years old, I made all the boat stuff. But I never got really the total shots of the beautiful, boat on the sea, on the, with the moving and coming and we didn't got because the exterior of the boat where I shot the rest was not good. The interior on the ship was good, but not outside, And so we were more or less desperate. We had to go to Madeira to make some shots, establishing shots of the mountains and the volcanoes and things. And suddenly, the boat was there. Was there. So I said, what is this boat? And it was a Dutch boat with a crew from California. And the captain was a guy from California, very nice guy. I came to see him and I said, listen, you have to help me because I have no, I explained all the things. No? And he said, okay, but this is a kind of a group of friends and we are making a kind of a trip paid by the company of Dutch beer, to make a little bit of publicity and the different islands. So I say, who has to give me the permission to shoot it? They say, I will try with my friends. And next day say, okay, but you have to pay a dinner for all of us. So it was beautiful. And we were shooting 2 days, and we made all the stuff. We had also the chance that the weather was fantastic, and the sea and everything. And we were shooting 2 days completely, and then it went away. But a lot of details were very funny because even the name of the ship was covered because they took a kind of funny name about beer or something. But then taking it up, we discovered that the name of the ship was the same as in the Jules Verne novel as the ship, which is unbelievable. The Pilgrim. In the novel of Jules Verne, it's a pilgrim, and the real name of that ship was Pilgrim. A lot of, strange things, But in Madeira, it happened. Madeira is a very special kind of island. Like magic, the place.
See, what was right after you did the Black Countess, was Doriana Gray very soon afterwards?
Doriana Gray was kind of 2 or 3 years after. Yeah. Yes. And we made in the Riviera.
Where at?
In around Nice, Cannes. Between Cannes and Nice, in the French Riviera. Beaulieu, yes. And Villefranche, this side.
Because your version of Dorian Gray followed. Then, what did you think of that Harry Allen Towers version of Dorian Gray with Helmut Berger and Herbert Lom?
I think the picture is so fun.
It was La Macchina della Mano?
Yeah. I think the picture, a film called the novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray. The picture of Dorian Gray that has to be good. I don't like it at all. I think it's...
So the movie has
to... The cover for a homosexual...
The movie has to center around the painting, and the painting you didn't think was a very good painting?
Yeah, but the paintings are awful, so... I don't like it.
Did you think the painting in the Burt Hatfield version, did you like that painting?
And which one?
Oh, the 40s version?
Oh, yes, the one played by who was it? Herb Hartman. Herb Hartman was great, and George Sanders was no, that the first version was Levin, no? Albert Lewin. That's very good.
And during the late 60s and early 70s, I guess Lina was one of the 3 female actresses that you worked with the most. The others were Britt Nichols and Soledad Miranda. But both of them, Miranda was killed and then Britt Nichols retired. So they never continued their film careers past those, you know.
That's why I'm married.
Yeah.
To keep her working. You know.
Just so you married her to save her career. So what happened to them wouldn't happen to her.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but jokes about the problem with Soledad Miranda, no, with Susan Corda. But she died in an incident in Lisbon too. And but Bryn Nichols is a different thing because Bryn Nichols was very, very beautiful and very nice, very much alive. But she was not really an actress, you know. She was a presence, you know. And she was really good. I liked her very much. But then she married a football player, an Argentinian football player, and the Argentinian football player let her play anymore, you know. No. And for her, with the Portuguese mentality, the most important thing is to get married, you know, and all the other things are kind of.
Was she Portuguese?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
And she thought marriage was the most important thing, more important, more than a film career.
Of course. 100 times more. And the proof of it is afterwards.
But Lina can have marriage and a film career.
Yeah, you should say that. But, you know, Roman Polanski wanted her for the film that then they played Roma played.
K or what?
Yes. And I called her and said, listen, you have the chance of your life. Roman Polanski offered you a beautiful part. It's a very important film and all of that. He said, yes, I understand it, but I'm married, I cannot do it. But listen, one thing is, if you don't want to play a part in one of my films with sexy things and all of that, other things from Polanski is one of the most important directors in the world. Say, it's all the same, you know. And she didn't want even not to call him.
Oh, because some actresses don't understand the importance of, don't understand the difference between acclaimed international directors and whatever. They just think it's all the same.
Maybe. I think it was something like that because otherwise I cannot understand it, you know. For any actress in the world, mostly at that time, to play the main part in a Roman Polanski film, they are able to let everything in the world. The parents.
Because Sidney Rome used that film to launch her career.
Yeah.
And it helped her get a career going.
Yeah, the problem is Sidney Rome had not the same presence that Bryn Nichols is.
It may have been a more successful film with Bryn Nichols.
Yeah, I think Bryn Nichols was much more, but it was fantastic for that part. I think the idea of Polanski was great because she was exactly the girl of the part. And but Sidney Roma, then she made a lot of. You know, the problem is the cinema in Italy became so funny in all Europe, because Sidney Roma was a very pretty girl there. I met her at that time, and she was very pretty and clever girl, not an Indian at all. And but not the kind for the European cinema, because the producers in European cinema believe that to get a star, a female star, let's say, she had to be like Sophia Loren, you know, big tits, you know, someone who attired to ride in the street. But the street in the cinema have not a great deal to do.
Maybe that's why in Italy now that Serena Grandi is so popular.
I can give you examples. Ursula Andress was in Italy 2 years and also in Barcelona, and she didn't get a part. You know why? Because she's later. And I'm sure that girls like John Fontaine or even Hamilton, which are very small, no? In Europe, never got a part. No, I don't say Rebecca, but one part today shooting. Because they look at them and say, it's too small, it's nothing, you know. And they're crazy because the cinema lens is a thing in the life is another one. I don't like it. They don't say always Italian or Yugoslavian or Spanish or girls like that for cinema. The measurements are not good for cinema. It doesn't mean anything. The fact that walking on the streets 20 meters from you, you find them spectacular because sometimes they are. They walk pop, 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 and you say, oh my God. But then when you take a close-up, it's completely another thing.
So do you think maybe a German actress you'd use like Ursula Bruckfeldner, she may not have been able to be a success in Italy?
Oh, no.
She's not the type that the Italians would like.
No.
Too flat-chested or something.
No, they decide that the girls are good for cinema when they are good for them. You know. And for instance, Raquel Welch, when I explained to the Spanish producer, I met her in Rome. She's smaller than me. They don't believe it. Because as a skin, she looks like really beautiful. They think she's 1.80 something. It's a matter of proportions, not a matter of height. You know, like for instance, let's say big stars like Alan Ladd or James Cagney, they were small and so on. Fantastic. Other people is very, very tall. And they don't look so tall. But when I met Jack Palance, first time, he's 190 something, 96 or something. But normally they play the films where all the people is more or less because when they make the casting, they take a proportion, no?
Did Jack Palance improvise very much on Justine? No, he follows the script very closely.
No, but he didn't follow the script very much because I didn't do all the things he does. We decided to do in the shooting place. Were not in the script. What he's singing, like it was a kind of saint in a Spanish procession. Religious procession, you know what it is.
So you would make the changes as you see what the location is going to give you that opportunity?
Yes, because also the place was incredible. We decided to go a little bit further in it. Not to stay too conventional, but to make it a bit more.
Was that the first time you had adapted a work by the Marquis de Sade for one of your films?
No. The first Marquis de Sade I made a lot ago.
Before Justine?
Before Justine, yes. Before Justine. I think the first Marquis de Sade I made was the Eugenie grandmother.
Oh, so that was made before Justine.
But I like very much Marquis de Sade, which is a kind of forbidden name, but not anymore, because people talk about Marquis de Sade, but they never tried it.
Have you seen the new Marquis de Sade film called Marquis, the Roland Topor?
I didn't see it.
It was in France.
I didn't see it.
Or what about Salo by Pasolini?
I don't like the kind of nasty shots of that film. I like the idea, I like the sequence.
Because Pasolini said that the shots are intended as political symbols.
People licking shit and all that, I don't like it. I don't think it's a nice thing to show.
Do you think Pasolini is expecting too much of the audience when he thinks people are going to go and look at these scenes and immediately read them as political symbolism? Most people just see it for what it is.
The political symbolism is a kind of alibi. You can say that, but as principle, I can tell you. You have a political, of course, engagement or mentality or all of that, and then you see it through your films. But that's, when I make people leaking shit, it's because in the Mussolini period, I put
You had something sort of like that in the Greta film with Lina and Diane Thorne. That was sort of similar to that, where Lina makes the girl, use
but we don't see it.
You don't really see the details.
You don't see it. And he shows the detail. if you show, look at it.
Uh-huh.
When you say that, it's because you got the impression about the...
Oh, but I know in the shot you don't see the clinical details.
In the pathology, you see it. I'm not against to imagine.
Put the idea in people's mind, but not necessarily to show.
Yeah.
When did you start? Was after 99 Women, that was the first of the women in prison films you made. Do you think that was the best of your prison films?
99 Women? I don't think so. I think it was a mixture of things. 99 Women. I like more in 99 Women the three of the old characters. Maria Schell, Mercedes McCambridge, and Herbert London. I think this is an interesting work. But the prison in itself is kind of wild. No? I don't like the one. I think the first I made for Dietrich, no? The ¿cómo se llamaba primero? ¿Ah? Rowing effect, resolve the prison of the
Oh, wow.
That one I think is the prison point of view is much more interesting. Even the other one which was based in the Southern novel, the Devil Island thing. You remember the film?
I don't think so.
Sí. That film was didn't work so much, but I think it was much more interesting. Got the Dennis Price of it.
Were the films, there was two I think that were made simultaneous or back to back, the Women Behind Bars and Barbed Wire Dolls. One had Howard Vernon and one had Lina, and then the warden of the prison had the little monocle in her eye. Oh, yeah. And then Paul Mueller, the German actor. Oh, that's the... Oh, was that film made back to back with the other one with Howard Vernon? Because that one with Howard Vernon...
The one with Howard Vernon was made 2 years later.
Oh, 2 years later, yeah.
Yeah, a lot. And was not shot in the same place. Round Effect was shot in the south of France and the Riviera, in the French Riviera, and the other one was shot in Portugal.
Yes.
Portugal, in Southern.
Oh, so the one with Howard Vernon was shot in Portugal.
Now, it's good, Howard Vernon there.
What do you think is Howard Vernon's best role in one of your films?
I don't know. He was so good. A lot of this film is great. I think it's fantastic in Dracula against Frankenstein. We wanted to retake the original, so kind of better was, and I think it was fantastic. I think it's one of the best Dracula of the movies because it's very much gothic and also I like him very much in the Usher.
What about in The Erotic Rites of Frankenstein, where he has the little beard?
Yeah, no, he's very good, but that film was an amusement for us. We made it in a kind of holiday. It was good. We made.
How long did it take to make that film? Do you think 2 weeks or?
And that film, I think 2 weeks, something like that. I don't know exactly. I can tell you 11 days or 13, but more or less like that. But we got up. The place was so beautiful, and I decided to do with big animals, and to look for very strange pictures, and it was very funny. It was very easy to do. The only thing was complicated in that film was the makeup.
The bird woman for Anne
The
Liebert.
bird woman, yes, for Anne Liebert. Poor thing, she was every day 2 or 3 hours
in makeup.
Like, I see that. And Howard the beer, and also it was the Frankenstein with all the paintings and all.
But the Frankenstein makeup in that film, I thought was better than the Frankenstein makeup in the first one, the Dracula Prisoner Frankenstein, it seemed like they had improved the
The
makeup.
actor was the same, you know.
Yeah, but it seemed the makeup was
The
improved.
makeup was better.
Yeah. And then,
And Dracula, against Frankenstein, we wanted really to make the cliché, like the old movies.
like the Universal movies where they have three monsters in one movie. House of Frankenstein and House of Dracula.
I saw recently the Gypsy and the Monsters. I saw it on TV recently. L.C. Kenton with all the monsters also. I think it was completely the same kind. I like very much L.C. Kenton.
Was that film made near the same time that he used Howard as Dracula in The Daughter of Dracula?
Yeah.
Because, was it your idea for that? It looks like at the end of that film, are they driving a stake through his forehead?
Yeah.
That was a different idea.
Yes, but it's a kind of continuation.
Is that also the only film where Daniel White, your musician, has a big acting role?
Yeah. No, he acted in a lot of them.
A lot of people.
Yes, like in Miss Muerte, he played a very important part. Miss Muerte is very good. He played the part of a British inspector of Scotland Yard. 100% him. And in other films, like for instance, the Cannibal film. Yeah, the Scottish man. He's a Scottish man, so he played very well. But Stout killed him. I think he's a man who could make a very, very important career, but he was too much freelancer, you know. He never accepted to do shit or to make it, you know, kind of low music. He's just doing what he wants.
Has Daniel White done more music for your films than Bruno Nicolai, or about the same?
Much more.
More.
Oh, yes. Bruno Nicolai made kind of 6...
he did the Dracula with Christopher Lee.
Yes, and Daniel White made 40, 45, something like that.
And he did Follow the Eagles recently with Christopher Lee, did the music for that.
Yes.
And he, of course, most recently, the Don Quixote.
Yeah, Don Quixote, he made a wonderful music.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. That's beautiful music. Yeah.
Beautiful. No, but he's really a great composer. And the only problem he got on his life, no, is the same like our band. No? They are all like me. It's why we are so close friends, the three of us. It's because we are outsiders, let's say. So we don't accept the system. So we try to do even with less money, but to be free to follow our ideas.
Because you can make an entire movie for the money that maybe Jean-Jacques Benix would use for one day shooting, or
yes, like
or what Luc Besson spends in 1 hour. You could make a whole movie.
No, with the money they make a commercial, you know, 30 seconds. You know, they spend $200,000. And with that money, of course, I made a lot of money.
So was it right after, when did you, then in the early 80s, you began a period where you started doing a whole string of movies in Spain?
You know, that came because I wanted to come back to Spain after the Franco's death.
When did Franco die?
In the 76, something like that. And we came back, as a matter of fact, just a few months after the Franco's death. But we find everything similar as before. So we went away.
There was still repression.
Yes, no, it's still the same people. You know, I went immediately to the culture, Ministry of Culture. I found the same faces. They say, you are here. You're still being there. They say, oh yes, and so on. We went away again. And just when more or less when the socialists came to the power, we came back and we tried to do a little bit of our lives here. and to make films. I took again the Manacoa Films production I had before in the Franco Street, and I made 3 or 4 films with his name, and we made some films. But the problem is the government change, but it's always a system. We don't like systems. I think in the period of the socialist, when Pilar Miró became, the director of the cinema official, she made a lot of mistakes. The proof of it, before her, the Spanish production were kind of 130, 140 films per year, and now 25.
Is it harder for a low-budget Spanish film to play theaters in Spain now? I mean, I was looking in the newspaper when I got into Barcelona, and all the theaters seem to be showing 90% the big American movies.
Yeah.
The only Spanish movie I found playing in a first-run theater was produced by Pedro Almodovar, who has a lot of power here.
Yeah.
The Action Mutant is...
No, but one of the guilty of this situation is, for me, is because the Spanish production got before Pilar Miró, a protection, official protection for all the Spanish films. And when she came, she decided to cut it, off. And she protected just the film of her friends, and not very good friends. And so also the professionists of the Spanish cinema. And she was spending a lot of money with very few films which were not precisely very good, but very friendly with her. And then it became two kinds of cinema. A cinema, the films which were made with the official protection and saving money just with the protection. And then those films, the producer offered to the American distributors of nothing, just to show they made a film. So people having, as I had at that moment, a contract with the American distributors, they suddenly discovered they don't need it, but they had films for nothing, and also the law before asked for each 3 American or European film, foreign film, let's say, 1 Spanish for the distributors, and also for the theaters. But Pilar Miró, finished with all that level. So
do you think in France...
They don't need the American, they don't need the Spanish film. Nobody needs the Spanish films.
Is there any country in Europe now that is more open to independent film production?
Oh, yes.
Well, Germany or France, are they better than Spain?
No. France protect a lot more than the French films. They still, even all the laws of the common market are a kind of project. In Spain are a reality, because we are seeing. But in France, for instance, they don't care about all these laws. You go to the center of cinema in Paris, and they still asking you to do that and that and that, and to have 5 technicians of the unions, and 5 directors, you know what I mean, even for co-production with other countries of the common market. It makes Spain is more free. And why? Because this movement made this yes to the Spanish cinema. Because, for instance, a lot of people which are good for the audience, when they show on TV the kind of Spanish comedies, they get an enormous audience, but you cannot play it. You cannot pay it anymore.
Well, even in Italy, it's getting harder for medium-budget directors to get their movies in theaters. I know Lucio Fulci, his films no longer play theaters. They go, and even the Dario Argento films, they only play 1 week and then close.
I don't know exactly the problem of Italy. I suppose it's a little bit the same as us, but I know very well the situation in France. I can tell you the French cinema is still very much alive, and they make a lot of films, and they open in theaters. I can tell you, I made this film Faceless, no? It was 100% a French production. And
that was all produced by René Chateau. Yeah.
Yes, and the film opened fantastically in Paris. Fantastically in all the France. Big theaters in the Champs-Élysées and things like that. It means that the French still protected their films and fighting for. And the result is there. The result is they make a lot of films, and a lot of them are successful. And here, Odua, you know, a very close friend of the people of the ministry, or you do nothing. You have to be an outsider, as me, or some people, you know, very few. And probably they would make 25 films by year. And from these 25, let's say 20 are, you know, under the protection of the ministry. All the money the budget got as a protection for the Spanish movie, they spend in 20 films. Because about the Spanish Civil War, who knows about it? You know, I was born the year the war started. I'm not a very young man. I don't remember that I was 3 years old when the war is finished. But look at the people, being 40 or 20, or the young people, most of the customers of cinemas in the whole world in the States are young people. And young people don't care about the Civil War, a stupid Civil War, until now, 50 years older. But they have to make, you know, politically engaged films, you know, to go out to the ministry and to have the protection, you know.
Yeah, well, I guess the Nazi occupation of France, Paris that's even more recent history, but the young people in Paris don't have much memory of it.
Yeah, of course, because it's much more recent.
That would be just something their parents remember, yeah.
And also because it was an international war, you know, it was a world war.
But the Spanish Civil War...
And the Spanish Civil War, it was a shit of a war, you know, with a very primitive war. You can just shoot a film joking, you know, a comedy or something like that. But to take it so seriously, they do, oh my God, my father, all our fathers were involved in this Civil War. And with all of the...
So every family in Spain has relatives that can go back.
Very old.
Just like in America, people like to brag about relatives who were in the Civil War in America.
Yes.
But that's even more ancient history, yeah.
Yes, but you know, the Civil War, the American Civil War was very spectacular. At least the good directors made it very spectacular. Everybody knows about the Civil War in the United States more than about their own war.
Because there's all the movies like Shenandoah with James Stewart and whatever.
No, all the Raoul Walsh films, and you know, beautiful, and Hathaway, the people, you know, were really creators, and they probably invented that war. But I say the spectacular side of that war. But as a matter of fact, for us, it was a war with the horses, with the things, with, you know, the Atlanta station. So it's very beautiful. But the Spanish War was a very cheap war. Cheap war. I try to tell you, you know, with the small cannons and small guns and boom, nothing, and people killing the relatives of the other side, you know, but killing them not in a spectacular point of view, like you know, it was a Schwarzenegger film, but just with a knife.
Just hand-to-hand combat.
It's better to forget it, you know, because both sides were horrible. I think the best film about our war is a French film directed by Alain Resnais, with the script of Cutest and Burton, called The War is Finished. You know?
Was it shown outside of Spain, this film?
They showed it in France, and some sequences in Spain was made in the last times of the Franco period. And was to prove the war was over, you know, because it was the story of some Spanish people living in France and thinking all time about the war times, about the Spain they knew. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then they discovered that Spain was another country, and the war was ended. And they had not to stay living with the memories of the three open years of the war. Is the best film about the Spanish War. After that, they had to cut it. You know, was the last film to do about the Spanish War. And as Franco died a little bit later, they decided to start again.
So after you did the film for René Chateau, do you have an interest in doing more films for him? Because he
More films.
More films for René Chateau?
For René Chateau, yes, but probably René Chateau has not. You know.
Does he still make movies for the theater?
No.
He has the big video
I wanted to tell you because it was an experience for him because he was co-producer of a lot of films before in the Belmondo's films and all of that. But as a real executive, real producer, I think it's the first film he made. And he was so scared, so nervous, so you know. And then he started to make a fantastic business with the video of the old French films. He got the idea to buy all negatives, you know, and to make the video edition with kind of class.
Yeah, he releases many of the
100
classic.
best film of the story of the French cinema.
Yeah, he has films from the 40s and 50s.
Good. Very good choice.
Yeah.
Very good choice, and he's making a very
Because
good
I found in a video store in Paris his release of the Roger Vadim's Marquis de Sade movie, Virtue and Vice, with Catherine Deneuve.
A lot of. Now, he got also older films like, let's say, Duvivier, René Clair, René Clément films, and the Jew doesn't know that those films in France. So they were, they made a big publicity and were very successful because you can imagine most of the producers of those films are dead. So it's a relative having the rights, you know, and thinking he will never do anything with those rights. Suddenly he said, okay, now I say, I give you that money. And they were very happy over there. And he bought the rights for a lot of films.
Oh, for not all that much money, yeah.
No, not much money, but the result is very good business for him.
Because
I'm very happy because
these relatives that inherited these film estates, they may have thought there would be no more cash flow on these films, and so whatever he offered them, they were happy to have.
You know, this production of Faceless was quite expensive.
Yeah, was that one of your most expensive movies?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because they latest times at least.
And you had, what, the biggest crew you've had? Or?
I don't know.
Yeah, like more people than you really needed, right?
Yes, like more people in the class too.
How many people do you normally have on a crew?
50 something.
And then like on a film like The Black Countess, would that be like a 10-person crew?
8.
8?
Like in the film we'll do now.
Because like you have in addition to yourself, you might have the camera operator, and then the person who does the sound recording, and then you have a separate person.
Makeup.
You have like
art director.
You have 2 people on sound, one to run the recorder and one to hold the boom microphone.
I prefer to have one.
Or the same person who operates the sound recorder also holds the boom microphone. And then you have one person who does just grip work, rigging the lights, or does the cameraman do that himself?
Director of photography,
He can do that
sometimes I do myself, but not normally.
Yeah.
Normally I have a director of photography, and then the cameraman normally is myself.
Yeah.
I prefer to do it myself.
Yeah, because I know on the film that I was doing with Cameron Mitchell, we had a 30-person crew for 35 millimeter, but then one day there was a virus going around and 10 people on the crew, all the grips and electricians were sick, and we found out we could film quicker without them. They were just slowing it down.
Normally I have an electrician, a boy for the camera and the traveling, a couple of them, 3 in the big production. But no more. But with René Chateau, we got, I don't know, 10 electricians, a lot of people, creeps.
For your new film, Jungle of Fear, you think, well, how many people will you use this time? About 10 for your crew? Or?
10, because we have 2 special effects men, which are great.
And you did all the location scouting yourself. You've gone around and you've picked out all the locations.
Because I think much better the location in Spain. In Spain, in France, too, than most of people looking for the location. I think it's a choice the director have to do. I don't understand when people let, to go to look for a beautiful castle. Look for a beautiful castle, because maybe for him it's a beautiful castle, but not for me. And most of things are that way. I must tell you something. Orson Welles, he never let anybody to look for the location but himself.
Oh, really?
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. When I proposed him in Champs of Midnight, I like very much a place that maybe you would prefer that. We went together immediately.
But he had to see it himself.
Huh?
He had to see it himself.
Of course. I agree with him 100%. Because nobody knows which kind of shots you will shoot. How they can know? Maybe I want a shot like that, and this can be Miami. Look at there, Miami. It's Miami. And here it's not Miami. But when I sent someone to look for, he says, oh, yeah, probably he will shoot like that. It will be a disaster. So they don't take this place. But I know if I'm shooting just that side, that this is Miami Beach, I don't care about the rest because I don't see it.
Were you trying to have a Miami look on the movie Downtown Heat? Was that like inspired by Miami Vice in any way?
Yes.
The film with Mike Connors?
I like some of the Miami Vice, not all, but I like this kind of op art style of lights. It's funny. I think it was, and I like very much the music, the Hammer music.
Oh, Jan Hammer.
Oh, Jan Hammer, yes. So were good elements. The 2 guys were quite very good. So Johnson is good. I like the city. Not the first.
Have you been to Miami before?
Huh?
Have you ever been to Miami?
Yes. Oh, yes. But long ago.
When was the last time you were in America?
Well, 1 year ago.
1 year ago?
Yeah.
Well, where did you go?
And I was in California in Los Angeles, in Deluxe Lab and all of that for the awesome thing, for the Don Quixote.
Oh, And then was that show first shown in at the Cannes Film Festival?
Yeah. And now, as far as I know, it will open the New York Festival in September.
Oh, the New York Film Festival?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Because in Cannes they saw the Spanish version because it was the first. Don't forget the film was paid by the Spanish government. So the first version had to be the Spanish to show it in the expo in Sevilla, the opening of the expo. But I had a lot of material with the Orson voice.
Yeah, because you had some material where Orson Welles had done the voices of Don Quixote and Sanchez. So for some scenes, when you watch the film, you're hearing Orson Welles' voice playing these actors, but then in other scenes, it's someone else's voice, right?
Yes, because he didn't do 100%. You saw the English version.
Yes, I saw the English version.
Yeah, but the English version is a lot of original Orson voice, but not all the film, because don't forget that he didn't see a lot of sequences. Never saw that, because we were printed the first time. No. It was in the house of the second wife of Orson Welles, and they were just developed, but not printed.
Was the second wife, would that be Paula Mori?
No, it was the third.
Oh, she's the third.
No, it was Suzanne Cloutier.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Was the French lady.
She's the actress from Othello?
Yes. One of them.
I heard that the third wife of Welles, Paula Mori, she has a small role in Don Quixote. She's the motorcycle rider.
Yeah.
And then she also acted in Mr. Arcade or Confidential Report.
Yes.
I heard she was killed in a Las Vegas car wreck like 1 year after Wells died. Is that what you heard?
In an incident of car.
Mm-hmm.
But Palamori made also in Othello.
Mm-hmm.
Desdemona was played by three actors. You know, the first and most important was Sancoutier, but then he shot a lot with other girls playing the same part. Nobody see that. Nobody. Even I know that I cannot tell you which shots are not Sancoutier but other girls.
Hmm.
She made even close-ups of the others. But he was such a genius that he could do whatever he wanted. You know?
Oh, yeah. Well, Othello was filmed, I guess, over 4 years, but Don Quixote, that was filmed over, what, 15 years?
16, 18.
16 years. Yes, uh-huh.
And you have seen the film.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me which sequences were made in the early 50s and which sequences were made in the latest 60s?
No, it's hard to tell.
No, impossible. And the continuity is perfect. And the characters are perfect. They still feel the same. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, the actor playing Don Quixote, he looks more like the drawings and paintings from the classical novels, much more than other actors like Peter O'Toole and La Mancha.
Of course, it's the best Don Quixote that never appeared in
Yeah,
a scale. Y Quintamiro in Sancho is the same, at the perfection. And also, even with all the liberties he took, you know, like to put it in our time period and all of that, is the more faithful version of Don Quixote, because the text, 100% of Cervantes, and the style and the meaning of the personage is so beautiful, it's so perfect, it's like Cervantes himself. Because most of people believe that Don Quixote is a kind of very long novel, written in a kind of old-fashioned Spanish, and they say, oh my God, but they don't read it, because the book is fantastic. It's very, very, very full of movement, of funny things, of bright ideas. It's not at all a kind of, the big book to have to read, because it's, you're in the school and you have to do it.
Because all Spanish school children have to read it, don't they?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's required reading, just like in America, all American children are required to read The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, no, but this is good, because it's very short.
Mm-hmm. So the Americans have it easier, they have to read a very short thing.
But you see, it's like when you have to read in the book, children in France, they have to read Balzac. And they don't like Balzac. And then when they get a certain age and they read Balzac is wonderful, but not for children. And Don Quixote is not for children, but because of the language mostly. Because in a normal modern Spanish, it could be read by children because it's very funny. It's an adventure novel, full of funny details and funny things. And also kept the real feeling of Cervantes. I think it's a great thing. My work doesn't matter because I was there, so I put it together and I did my best, but not trying to do my version, of course, but trying to be as close to Orson like I could,
Yeah. Well, you were. He had some blueprints or something you could follow in terms of how to edit it. He left some scripts or whatever that gave, the guidelines for how the film should be put together.
I got a lot of, things. I got a kind of scaletta made by Orson himself, which is what, saying first that, then that, and that, a kind of, order of sequencing. Then some sequences will get a first cut, a rough cut. I'm sure also didn't like it, but just to put together, And also on the film, on the film. Here is the shot of he wrote it himself.
Oh.
And I got a lot of, of elements to put it together.
Yeah, because in an Orson Welles film, the editing style is almost as distinctive as the visual style. He had a very individual editing style.
Yeah, but
this film, looks like a film that he edited, so it looks like you could tell someone he completed it himself, and it would look that way.
But you know what happened? That Orson didn't finish almost. He made himself the trial, Citizen Kane. I think the latest one with Jean Moreau and all of that was independent.
The Immortal Story.
Yeah, but also.
But the one with Lawrence Harvey.
Touch of People, he did made the cut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's one of his best films for me.
Mm-hmm.
Touch of People, and the American films he made in general were not.
Do you know whatever happened to the one with Lawrence Harvey, the Dead Calm or whatever? That was never the movie about three people on a boat, which was sort of remade as Dead Calm.
I never saw that. I never knew what happened with that film.
And then The Other Side of the Wind, I guess.
The Other Side of the Wind, I know what happened with this film.
I know the cameraman, works for a lot of people I know in Los Angeles, Gary Graver, but
yeah.
No, I don't know who has the negative.
No, but the negative is in Paris, in the Lab LCC. And,
so it's not in Iran? Like.
No, it's complete there. All the negative are kind of 130,000 meters, something like that. And the sound too. And the film was completely finished shooting. But the Iranian people, the government don't let touch it because, as you probably know, the Shah of Iran was a co-producer of the film and invested a lot of money in it. And then was the revolution in Iran, and when the Ayatollahs came, they kept everything from the Shah he could do. And so the film is still there. And they like the idea of let it free, but they ask for so much money that nobody.
Oh, so that's the thing. They would let it go if somebody would pay their price.
Yeah, but the price they want is something like $10 million plus the interest of the $10 million during all the years, the investment, and then for that price they give you the half of the rights. So
who would take that?
Will we afford it? Nobody.
Yeah.
And the rights are honored by Oya Kodara, the latest wife.
How helpful was she to you when you were working on Don Quixote? Did she help you find much of the footage?
Yeah, because she got the rights and she knew more or less where to find it. Mm-hmm. And I came over to buy it and to convince some people to give us the material, because for instance, Sakuti didn't want to give us the material. Because she paid, because was material was here and there in different labs, and at the moment that the lab wanted to destroy the negative because nobody came to pay for it, nothing, but Sakuti did. And she took the material and she brought her home in Los Angeles. And but she didn't want to give it to the last wife. She didn't want to give to the American lawyers. And, it was a kind of a special mentality. He's an old woman, and this material for her was the connection with the spirit of Orson, something like that. And finally, I convinced her to give me.
Oh, okay. Just a minute to change the tape.
She got a lot of material. Came there and was over. We never shot again. But we were shooting kind of almost 4 weeks, so it's a lot of negative, very good.
Were you making a faithful adaptation of the book?
Listen, you know what happened? That the child also got for the farm as a guy called Macintosh. when the author wanted to retake the film production, he was kind of 1 meter higher, you know, and because the child was 11 years old or 10 years old, something like that, when we were shooting. And then 4 years later, it was enough, so we had to remake everything. No? Just the total shots of the ships were useful. It's a pity because I think it was a beautiful cast also. You know, himself playing Captain Silver, of course, and then it was Keith Baxter, you know, and Robert Morley. And,
Robert Morley was in it?
Yes, and Hugh Griffith.
Oh, so an incredible cast. So this was like Hugh Griffith, maybe after he had done Tom Jones?
Yes.
Because they're right after Tom Jones, and
Hugh Griffith is
and he won the Oscar for Ben-Hur. He was very big during that period.
What?
In fact, he was in that Roman Polanski film What that Britain Nichols should have done.
Yes.
I think that was
and
maybe
he was also in the Bounty tragedy, no? The Bounty thing. You know, the version.
Mutiny on the Bounty.
The version of Lewis Miley. He was dead. He disappeared to Hawaiian girls, you know. You don't know the anecdote?
No.
He had to go on a boat, you know, with 2 girls, and then the director of the second year said, "You arrive today, and then look at our funds, and we'll call you, come back." And so they were shooting, and he was going far and far and far, and all the people asking him, come back. He never came back. You know, he stayed 3 or 4 months with those 2 girls in a small island over there. It's very funny, but he got a lot of problems then. Because when he came back, of course, another actor took his part and got a lot of problems with the production.
For your new movie, Jungle Affair, are you shooting it in English? Are you going to try to get this film released more in English-speaking territories than some of your Spanish movies have been?
Listen, I always try to have the American market, you know. It doesn't mean that I get it, but I think it's the only serious market in the world, so, and the market in English. And then
all those Spanish movies you made in the early 80s, most of them are released in America, but they're released on Spanish language labels, you know, because America has many video companies which release only Spanish tapes.
Yeah.
So many of those films with Lina, like Macumba Sexual and Maison de la Mort Vivante, the one with the Templars, or the Blind Dead, and you know, many of those are available in American video stores if you look in the Spanish section.
Yeah. But I prefer the English because there are much more people.
Oh? When did you first, there's many people in America are curious about, you have so many movies where Lina is wearing a blonde wig, where she's a blonde instead of a... is that your idea? Do you like being a blonde sometimes?
Sometimes it depends on the part. If the part is for a blonde, I think so, yes.
Oh, was that more his suggestion than yours?
No, but you know, I think for Latin girls, it's okay like that. But when she plays mysterious parts like the countess,
then the dark hair is better.
You know, it's much better to use her as a blonde. It depends on the part.
Oh, and you even have her made up to look older and faceless with the older age makeup.
Yeah. I think it's a film called Camino Solitario. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's called Lonesome Road. And Lonesome Road, she played 2 parts. One is blonde and the other is dark hair. And I think the result is well.
What's the last film that you and Lina made together in Alicante? What would be the most recent movie you made in Alicante?
The last? You say?
The last movie you made in Alicante.
The last movie we made in Alicante is about the time before.
Which one is that? No, but very few shots. We made in downtown hit some shots in Manila because they wanted to show what, you know, have you seen downtown hit?
No, I haven't been to see those.
Because
of the recent movies, I think I've seen.
Look very much like Miami or something.
Yeah, I've seen Faceless, Dark Mission, Esmeralda Bay, but I haven't seen Downtown Heat or Follow the Eagles.
Esmeralda Bay was shot in the province of Barcelona.
And then,
like the girls of the tanga is the last one we made entirely here.
And then was the Fallow Crest made entirely in Alicante? Or?
Yes, in Alicante, no, in Benidorm.
Oh, that was made in
Benidorm.
Is that, was that to be a satire of the American TV show Falcon Crest? The Fallow Crest movie?
What happened to...
Oh, was it to be like inspired by the television show Falcon Crest? Is that a very popular show in Spain?
One was Falcon Crest, and the other one was Dynasty. We made two.
Oh, really? What was the one based on Dynasty?
And the other was Dynasty.
What was the movie you made based on Dynasty?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the name of it?
The name?
Pollastia, which is a double meaning. No? It sounds a little bit in Spanish like Dinastia, but the title of the city in Spain. And Pollastia, but means also...
Oh, because in Spain the TV show is Dinastia.
More hard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Were those made for Spanish theaters, or are those made for video, directly to video?
No, for Spanish theaters and video, but both things. And it's still being shown in Spanish theaters.
Oh, those are still being shown?
Yeah.
Oh,
No. In Madrid, in Barcelona, in Alicante, in Valencia. No, because, you know, in Spain it's no censorship.
There's no censorship at all.
At all. The only thing is a classification. And you have, if the film are you know, X-rated, have not the right to open in all the cinemas, but just in a group of cinemas, specialists in sex films or violence films. But for the rest, you can do whatever you want, there's no problem. Nobody comes to see you, oh, you have to cut it. No, you have not to cut it. The Spanish TV too. You know, in the Spanish TV, I saw a couple of days ago a French film, ¿cómo se llamaba? La película francesa con Karen Sugar.
Punición.
La Punición. Huh? It was a French film kind of done 10 or 12 years ago. And the film was, we saw it in Paris, and the film was quite good, very, very erotic, but clever. And we saw it in TV in Spain 2 days ago, and the film was much longer. So the French censorship in theater cut kind of 20 minutes of footage. But here on TV was free, completely. And not in a special attention, eh? Not when they show X-rated film, and they put a lot of...
Well, Spain is like France and Italy in that the regular television, you can have nudity, and but not in America. It has to be on pay TV, like HBO or Showtime.
No, but in Spain it's as free as in Italy.
Yeah, because you could have the nudity on you can have nudity on commercials.
France, you have only the coded, no? TV has the right to show a porno film. And here, it's no problem. You have just to say to the audience, attention, at midnight, it's a porno film. So, if they want to look at it, it's no problem. But even this one was not X-rated, was almost for all audiences. It's incredibly erotic film. Can you understand it? It was cut in France kind of 20 minutes. But here was complete.
In Spain, will they show the erotic or the porno films in the same theaters as the regular movies, or do they have special theaters for them like they do?
They have a special theaters for the X-rated, but
like
X-rated film here means to have the hardcore, the cloth wraps and everything. Otherwise, it's never rated X. For instance, I will tell you, Caligula. You know Caligula?
Oh yeah, the Tinto brass film.
Yeah, the Tinto brass Penthouse, which are the product. That film was shown on TV also 1 month ago, complete.
With all the...
in the official TV. Like a normal film.
With all the porno scenes?
Yeah, everything.
Oh,
And this film was not rated X here in Spain. Open in normal theaters. Complete. Because now the censorship has not the right to cut. It's not censorship, so they have not the right to cut anything. They say this is sex, it's just for adults, this is just for 13 years old, but they have not the right to cut anything.
Will the Catholic Church give movies condemned ratings the way it does in Italy? Do they do that here in Spain? Like give a movie a C rating so that members of the Catholic Church aren't supposed to go see it?
Yeah.
Do they do that in Spain?
Yeah.
Because in Italy, even though they have the porno theaters and whatever, supposedly the C rating, you're not supposed to go if you're a Catholic or whatever.
Yeah, but not here. No. Now here, a kind of normal cinema. They decided to make a, to show experience. But our theaters existed first, and in Barcelona are kind of 6, 7. In Madrid, more or less the same. And in Alicante, in Valencia, in Zaragoza, all around Spain. I think it's in the cities being smaller than, let's say, 30,000 inhabitants, they can have the troubles to open a X-rated theater, but then all the rest is everywhere in the world.
In America, the X-rated theaters have almost disappeared because nobody, goes to see these movies in theaters. They just get them on video.
And yeah, I know.
In fact, don't
forget that the audience for those films, like in Paris, it's the same. It's for foreigners. People arriving and they have not the video. They go to the cinema because they like to see X-rated films. Here, a lot of tourists arrive to Alicante, for instance, from the north of Africa.
That's why in Europe...
And they go to the cinema.
Oh, so that's why in Europe the adult or porno films are still made in 35 millimeter.
Yeah.
Because in America there no longer is any 35 millimeter production of porno.
It's a pity.
It's all video, yeah.
It's a pity because I like some people.
Yeah.
I like...
but you don't get the quality of the photography on video?
No, but the quality of some films, like the Things of the Night. Huh? You know which film is it?
Is this an American film?
Yeah. Andrew Blake.
No, I don't think I've heard of that.
I like very much Andrew Blake. He's a very good director. He makes porno film, but he's a very good director for any kind of film.
Who would be your favorite?
I saw 3 or 4 films of him, and my God, it's a pretty good director. He's such a good Adrian Lyne.
Have you seen the new Adrian Lyne film, Indecent Proposal?
Yes.
What do you think of that?
I don't like Indecent Proposal. I think it's too square.
I know it's very popular in Paris now.
Indecent Proposal is funny. It was in a newspaper that made a kind of inquiry with the Spanish woman saying, what about to go to the bed for $1 million with Robert Redford? Most of them, they say, even without the $1 million, we could go to bed with Robert Redford, because it looks funny in Europe. In France, in Italy, my God, why $1 million? It's a different mentality, it's a different moral. You are much more moral in the United States. In Europe, in Germany, for instance, you see.
There would not be such a moral dilemma for a person in Europe.
If she wants to go to bed with Robert Redford, to understand it, you say, well, come back tomorrow. At what time? With me? It's not dramatic,
No, only in Europe it would be more, do you want to go to bed with George if I did or something?
No, I don't like it.
All the drama, all the drama.
You don't like him?
No.
Who that?
Is he like...
Gerard Depardieu. I don't like actor. I don't go with him.
Oh, you would not like to make a movie with him?
No, I don't go with him at bed.
Oh, not to bed.
No, not to bed.
What European actors?
Yes.
What European actor do you like?
European.
European. I think I have not too much.
What, Alain Delon or...
I like a lot now. I don't like the nice face in
The beautiful.
The beautiful man.
Mhm.
Say, who would you like?
Well, I like it. For instance, I like very much Mel Gibson.
Mhm.
I like very much Peter Coyote.
Oh, the new Roman Polanski film? Is he in that one? Bitter Moon, Peter Coyote?
No, I'm not talking. Europe, I'm not asking to me now.
Mhm.
No, but what is it? Same old.
¿Tengo?
Que digas
Jamás. Pues sí, pero me tengo que acordar para eso. But I like a little, ¿cómo se llama? Oh, no me
¿Sí te gustaba Kevin Costner?
yes.
Kevin.
Oh, Kevin Costner? Oh, but he's considered very handsome in America.
Yeah. No, but I think the problem is in Europe in general, the young actors, the young premier are too pretty in the old-fashioned style.
Mhm.
It is a problem. The girls in Europe in general, they prefer the American actors. They don't like so much European actors, Italian or French.
Of course, the most popular actor in Italy is not that handsome, Roberto Benigni.
I know, it's not so very clever, but it's funny. But it's funny. It's good. It's Jarmusch.
But his movies make more money than any actor in Italy.
Have you seen the Jarmusch film? The King of the
Yeah, Down by Law. Oh, yeah, very good. Oh, yeah.
No, by law. I like very much, but the one with the taxi drivers.
Oh, Night on Earth by Jim Jarmusch.
Nice, yeah.
That has,
Fantastic.
you know,
I love it.
Beatrice Dahl is in it, and Winona Ryder.
And Winona Ryder is great. Gina Rowland, everybody is good. And
The star of Pasolini's film Salo is one of the passengers. In the Roberto Benigni segment. The old man, he's actually the star of Salo. He played the leader of the torturers. But you don't hardly recognize him.
No, it's difficult to recognize him. But the Benigni sketch is beautiful. And also, most of times where the action happened going on, we were in the same situation, in the taxi during the night. And I think the film is very realistic. It's like really like life. And the French, the one in Paris, the black driver, is exactly like the black drivers in Paris. And Benigni, perfect. And the only one who's a little bit more difficult to understand for us is the East German driver in New York. But the Los Angeles one is the same. Everything is perfect. It's a nice idea. It's a very.
Do you like the other films of Jim Jarmusch?
Yes, I like very much. I like not all, but let's say the independence in the United States, like the first one, Cassavetes, of course.
Faces or Shadows?
Oh, everything. Also what's the title? The Chinese...
Killing of a Chinese Bookie with Jim Cazaro.
Wonderful.
Oh, that's just finally released on video in
I love it.
America for the first time.
I love it. I like it so much. Ben Gazzara playing the honor of this awful nightclub and saying the show must continue.
Was that film shown widely in Europe?
Yeah, in theater, very successful.
Because in America, it's only like in maybe a few big cities. And
Gloria, have you seen Gloria with Gina Rowland?
yes, yeah.
Very good. No, I love Cassavetes. And I like, for instance,
Do you think Cassavetes was similar to Orson Welles in that they were both serious directors who acted in whatever movie they could get in order to make money to do their own movies?
Yes, yes.
I mean, they were both very similar in that way.
Yes, yes. No, not in the style, because I really...
Yeah, but in the way they were, the way they would even take degrading movies or horror movies or whatever, just to get the money to make their own films.
To make their own movies, sure, of course. I understand it very well.
Because sometimes you can't rely on investors to finance your movie. You have to get the money yourself.
No. No. I
Have you had many occasions where you would get tired of waiting for investors and decide you were going to raise the money yourself because you can't count on other people to give it to you if you want to do a movie?
Listen, I think I managed quite well that because I work with a small budget. It's much easier to...
You don't need the money that a Cassavetes needs, for example?
No, because even in the style of Cassavetes, the films of Cassavetes were much more expensive. But when you shoot with small mediums, and you shoot with a small crew, low budget, if you have a certain name, let's say, very important, but certain name in France, as I have, or in Germany, in Spain, I can put it together easily.
You can be guaranteed that you'll get your money back from those markets at least?
Yes.
It was like in Faithless, you have an international cast, you have Telly Savalas, who's big in America, maybe, and then you have Bridget Leahy, who's very popular in France. And
No. In the Faceless, it's a different thing. The budget was 10 times higher than the normal. And
it was all René Chateau's financial risk.
Stefano Dra is very expensive, and Berger is very expensive. The cast, even Mitchum, So that film was made because Chateau wanted to make a serious production, with normal elements. And but normally what I can do by myself is to have a couple of recognizable names, let's say like Chaplin or like Burger or people like that, which are helpful to sell the film if you don't sell it very expensive. But you can get, even if you work just for the video, you get your money back. I don't want to be rich, I want to still make it famous. And my project is to make 100 more films. So
how many have you directed by your own count?
160 something. But I want to make 100 more, and then to go to the La Mancha, close to the shop, to have a small house there. With gully. To have a field of gully there. It's a very gully over there. But
Lina, have you directed some yourself? Or you directed the movie yourself?
Yes, I directed 3 or 4 hardcore films.
And you would you raise the money yourself, or would Jess help you raise the money?
No, I produce. I was a producer.
You produce?
Yes, I was a producer, the cameraman.
Oh, and then when you direct, you star, or do you not? You only work behind the camera, or do you also star?
No, everything.
She did everything.
She did everything. I made the light. That's all.
Oh, you just made the light. What are the ones that you have directed yourself that Jess would produce for you? Do you know what some titles are?
Venga, suelta aquí.
Una rajita para dos. I don't know what in English.
It's a hole for 2. One hole for 2.
One hole or two?
For 2.
And Entre pitos anda el juego.
This is a funny line in Spain because in Spanish, entre pillos anda el juego is between the beggars is the game. The game is between the beggars. And this is a very old classical play, of the 17th century, very popular in Spain.
So you were making like the X-rated version of the classical
but he said not entre beggars, pero entre pitos means between bricks. is a game, you know.
Uh-huh.
Sí. Luego ayer y es de Exhibitionist. It's a very good film. It's the best he did. ¿Viste Lulu, no?
El objeto de Lulu, sí.
¿Era el objeto o el otro?
Así que el objeto de Lulu.
Sí, sí.
Oh, and when you're directing yourself, do you think you're inspired by Jess's style, or does that influence you, or do you think you have your own way of working?
Well, I think
Que si tú sigues mi estilo o si lo haces inspirada por el mío.
Well, after more than 15 years together, I think he influenced me. O sea, ¿cómo se dice? Estoy algo influida por él.
It would be hard not to be influenced by him.
No, in the way of shooting, of course, because don't forget that she was my editor in a lot of films. She was editing with me. And this is, I think, the most important place for a director is the cutting room. And when you are following the way you shot and all of that, when you discover a lot of things, no? And I think that if some influence it is, of course, of my style, let's say, it's because of the editing room, the editing table.
So, Lina, do you think you have your own editing style that you bring to his movies? Do you have your own way of editing?
Si tienes tu estilo de
montaje. When I am writing, I don't know if I have a special style, but I try to writing según el estilo de la película, ¿no? O sea,
no, she says that she has not a style of editing, but she takes a different style depending on the film, which I think is the professional way to do it.
Yeah. But the way you direct, when you're directing and Lina is editing, you direct very economically with only the shots you need, so that when she's editing, it's very easy to see how it should be put together? Or do you shoot a lot of coverage?
No, I don't shoot a lot, but I shoot enough to have 3 or 4 choices.
So she has those choices.
Otherwise, you have to kill yourself. If you have just one choice, is the bad one.
Because, you know, do you try to be more closer to like Alfred Hitchcock, where he knew before filming what shots he was going to use?
Yeah,
so,
I know.
So the editor's work is largely done in the planning of the film, maybe?
No, but the rhythm, and they play even with 2 shots, to get it perfect in the rhythm. It's not so easy. The probability is a lot of times I had other editors and then I change everything with the same material. You know what I mean? So for me, editing is not just to find the way to make the cuts away and all of that, but also to get a perfect combination with the interior rhythm of the shot. Are 2 rhythms in a film: the interior rhythm and the exterior. And a lot of times when the editors want to put it, more quick or something, they start to cut it, king away, but nothing happens because the interior rhythm is slow. So it's still slow, even if they cut away 100 times. You know what I mean? So to have this coincidence between the stereo rhythm and the interior, for me, is the most difficult thing for an editor to get. And unfortunately, in Europe, there are not so much editors doing it. Great. In the States, of course, hundreds, not thousands, which are very good. They can do the work as good as yours, or better. I hope to have someone saying to me, it happens to me sometimes once in France. I got a very good editor in Italy, and a British guys working with the AIP company and things like that, which were bright, and they offered to me new possibilities of the footage I shot, you know, that even best that I thought should be done. So in Balton, I am very happy, very grateful. But I must tell you, in Europe, that it happens every day. That they are not editors, they are cutters. They put together the things and that's all. Then they are not creative. For instance, Orson, he edited a sequence, and 10 days later you saw it again. It was completely different because he was trying different ways to go and things, and most of them were very good, but he was never happy with the
Yeah, one of his most famous editing works is the way he assembled the battle scene in Chimes at Midnight. But did you actually shoot a lot of that footage that he edited, the famous battle scene?
Yes, I shot a lot. But really a lot.
Because that's, you know, one of the most famous moments in his career where you see all the soldiers wrestling and falling in the mud. And that's a lot of that was actually shot by you?
Yeah. Yeah, because normally we were in different places in Spain, and he told me at the beginning, you know, the continuity of the hotel has to be done by the fog, the trees, and the water. No? And so anywhere we were, he was asking, for instance, 200 soldiers, and then he used 5 minutes, and then I asked him, may I go to make the battle? And so we prepare in any mood, in different places, we prepare the fog and the water and the trees, and so we start shooting. And this is why I think he got a lot of material. I was shooting just covering the extras that he didn't use, you know. But he made a beautiful edition. The battle could be 10 times longer, because elements are a lot. But for the reason of the film, and then he shot, of course, all the shots on him, the actors, he made himself, of course.
In the adult film industry in Spain now, is there any more pressure on it because of AIDS or the fear of the performers need to show they're having safe sex or things like that? Is that becoming an issue in the Spanish adult film industry?
I think the Spanish film industry is dead.
But I mean, in the aspect of making the adult films, is that beginning to be a problem? Because we're, you know, like in America, they're always wanting to show that the actors have been proven not to have AIDS, or an actress won't do a scene with that actor.
No, it's not a problem. I don't think it's a problem, no. No, poor things. The Spanish actors in general, they are very proud about themselves because they feel that all of them, they are kind of glorious at the end, but out of it, they don't make it. They are kind of cool guys. Nice guys.
In the erotic films, Lina, have you ever had to do a scene with an actor who you just could not stand, and where the thought of having to do a sexy scene with him might just be repulsive to you, or with an actor you may not like?
¿Lo has entendido? No. Que si has tenido problemas en películas eróticas con actores que no hablan o que no querían hacer ciertas escenas.
In general, no. Sometimes they don't. Les cuesta funcionar, como se dice eso.
Yeah, it's hard to them to be informed.
To be informed, yeah.
But
in general, no.
But in general, the guys who come to make a hardcore, they are able to do it, and they know what is happening. No, they are professionals. Don't forget that the porno shows in Spain are a lot. In the nightclubs and things. If you go, for instance, if you look at a night in Barcelona, you could be surprised. Because a lot of erotic shows, but very hard. Not in special places, just in nightclubs, in the center of the town.
Yeah, I drove by one place in Barcelona.
You use this kind of guys.
Seems like in Barcelona there's a lot of this female impersonation or drag reviews. I saw a lot of that in Barcelona. Looks like the whole city could be the set of a Pedro Almodovar film with all the female impersonators.
Yeah, but more than Madrid.
More in Madrid?
No, more in Barcelona.
More in Barcelona.
More in Barcelona. Because don't forget that Barcelona is a harbor. And a lot of foreigners all around, sailors, people like that. And they like to get back.
So that's a lot of that is for the tourists.
Yeah, the tourists, a lot of tourists. More than Madrid, because Madrid is more far for them, number one, and then it's a kind of sad town, Madrid. It's a very sympathetic town, for foreigners and all of that, because a lot of places, but completely in another way. Barcelona is much more, let's say, erotic than Madrid, much more. Barcelona is a very nice town.
Oh, yeah.
I'm from Madrid, actually.
Is that where you were raised?
Yes,
in Madrid?
I'm from Madrid. But I don't like Madrid.
And Lina, where did you grow up?
From Barcelona.
In Barcelona? Oh,
I don't like that.
did you live right in, were you raised right in the city?
No, we live out.
No, pero has vivido.
Yes, I lived till 18 in Barcelona.
And then you went to school and high school or whatever in Barcelona?
Yeah.
Did you do theater plays at your school when you were, did they ever have little plays at school that you were in?
Que si te gustaba, que si hay buenos sitios de teatro y de shows y de cosas.
Yes. Now they have more things, no?
No, I think in the artistic point of view, any kind of art, Barcelona is the most important town in Spain. And also for the music, for the shows, for the ballet, opera, everything. Also for the sex arts also is the best.
Do you think Lina has a lot of fans from your movies that may be just fans of you as an actress? Like, do you ever get fan letters in the mail from people who've seen your movies? Or they may not know where to write you at.
I don't know. I think I have 2 or 3 in the whole world.
Well, you have hundreds in America.
No. They don't write. No.
Because like if they see you in an adult magazine, they don't, you don't think you have fans from there? Or?
She doesn't care about it.
Do more people in Spain know you as Lina Romay, or do you think more know you as Candy Coaster, or which?
No, I think they don't know very well. And
you don't think they know they're the same person?
No, I think no, and nobody recognizes me and nothing.
Have you ever walked down the street in Barcelona, or
No.
and someone recognized you?
Never?
Never. But do you like it like that? Like you like your privacy?
Yes.
You would not want to have people running after you for autographs.
I prefer.
So you would be uncomfortable if people were recognizing you everywhere you went.
I don't know when. No, I prefer they don't recognize me because I think I'm a normal person. No special.
Because if like Bridget Leahy, she probably would be recognized in France, maybe, I guess. Don't you think so?
But Bridget Leahy, she doesn't like very much people to recognize her.
She doesn't like to be recognized here?
No. She's a very, very nice girl. She's not proud of herself.
What about Howard Burton? Do you think people would recognize him walking?
Of course, everybody recognizes him. Everybody, because she got such a face. And she made it, I don't know, 200 films.
Alphaville, and works with Woody Allen and Roger Vadim.
With everybody.
And then the new film Delicatessen, he's even more famous from that.
Nobody remembers the name of Howard.
They just know the face.
Yeah, the face. But you show the face. Oh, the face. Everybody.
Do you think you have a lot of people who follow your movies, but I guess they've never seen you, so they don't know what you look like? They know the name Jess Franco, but they don't know who you are.
I have more. Most of the directors, the people don't know their faces.
Moving in America, you know, like everyone knows what Steven Spielberg looks like, and
Spielberg, yes.
everyone.
But what about Martin Campbell?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows how is Martin Campbell. No, just his friend.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing happened. And he's a very good director. What about Abel Ferrara? Nobody knows the face of Abel Ferrara. No? I know maybe now.
Yeah.
Will start being.
Oh yeah, I was just at a convention. I was just at a convention in New York City in January where he was the guest of honor.
Yes. But it's, do you like him?
Oh yeah, I love Bad Lieutenant, and
Wonderful.
I just saw the preview of his new movie.
A lot of great directors now in the United States again.
Mm-hmm. So you think?
It was a time a little bit more down, but no, my God, there's a lot.
What Abel Ferrara films have you seen that you like?
Joel Cohen.
Oh, Joel and Ethan Cohen?
Yeah.
Have you seen like Raising Arizona or?
Fantastic. And I like Martin Campbell, I told you. I like Martin Best. I like Abel Ferrara. I like a lot of new guys. Like for instance, Schumacher.
Joel Schumacher?
I like also the more, if you like, a little bit more classical, like for instance, Irving Kershner. I like James Cameron. I like the brother Scott, Tony.
Tony and...
I prefer Tony.
Oh, you like Tony better?
Yes. I like pretty much Ridley Scott, but I think it's a little bit limited, so it's always with the same.
What did you think of his new film with Depardieu, the Columbus movie? That was a disaster in America.
A disaster in all the world.
Oh, the world disaster.
It's a pity because
Thelma and Louise was a huge success.
I saw, you know, I saw the trailer. Looking at the trailer, I said, "Oh my God, that's beautiful." And then I prefer the other one, John Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it?
John Glenn directed many of the James Bond movies.
Yes, I know. But
oh, you mean the John Glenn Columbus? Yeah, I saw that. With Marlon Brando.
Yeah, Marlon Brando playing.
And Tom Selleck and Rachel Ward.
Yeah. No, but I think the film is much more amusing. It's not so pretentious than the other.
No, not.
No, it's funny.
They were both unsuccessful.
And the historical retrospective in the John Glenn is much better than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is completely out of line. Everything he shows his pose. Everything. Nothing looks like true. But in the John Glenn, the atmosphere of the interior, you know, the castles, the dresses, and everything corresponds at the period. And the John Glenn and the Depardieu, Ridley Scott, the dress of the queen. Excuse me, but it's so funny. It's unbelievable. You know, the show, the tits, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
My God, they were like that, like monsters, you know, Inquisition, and the dresses were like that. And Isabel, the Catholic queen, didn't wash herself. Because he made the promise not to clean herself before the Arabians were out of Spain. So she stayed 4 years like that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that was...
So she was ugly and awful to look at.
You didn't see that in either movie?
You don't see it. She looked like we were with the last model of Karl Lagerfeld, but it's not the same. And Rachel Ward, in the other film, she's not so ugly, you know, because she's a beautiful woman, but she corresponds much more at the idea and the dresses and everything. So, suppose one is a serious film, the Ridley Scott one, and the John Glenn is a kind of funny adventure film, the result is contrary, because also Columbus got an Italian, you know, kind of Italian Playboy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the Depardieu is a very sad man, you know, very, very slow, and walking on the ship, he cannot walk. And the other one, the English actor who made the other version, is much more realistic, because he plays like an Italian Don Juan, no? Okay. He was like that. The proof of it, he was convincing everybody to something that nobody believed in. It was not because he was so clever, because he was very sympathetic, and he was playing games and all the things with the egg and all of that. It's funny. It's funny.
But do you think there are any European directors who are as good as these American directors you talking about? Like I guess who are the most popular directors in Europe, like Luc Besson and Benix, but their films don't.
I like Radak, I know.
And who did what, The Bear?
No, The Bear, not so much. No, but for instance, the
Name of the Rose.
Name of the Rose. I like the other one about the primitive people. You know, do you remember? The fire, the legend.
Quest for Fire.
Yes.
With Ragdon Chong.
Yeah. And I like also Schenker, Karl Schenker. And I like Peterson.
Wolf Ingelang Peterson?
Yeah, Peterson.
Yeah, what was his last one? Enemy Mine?
I don't like so much. Yes, it's not bad, no? Enemy Mine, How do you like it?
Just those, I like the art direction.
But the night of the night of the glasses or something, with Peter Coyote.
Peter Coyote.
It's a good thing. What I don't like is the pretentious people, you know. I think Luc Besson and all of those guys are boring. I get so much bored looking at this guy. So that I know because that can look like a European director, looks like an American.
Yeah. Has there ever been a Spanish director before Almodovar to have his kind of financial worldwide success, where his movies do such huge business all over the world? Has there been a Spanish director before him that, like, quick call?
Antonio Bardem made the 2 or 3 films which were very successful. It was his assistant. And,
is that the one who did it with Donna Flora and her 2 husbands, with Sonia Braga?
No.
Who was that director?
No. Bardem made that of cyclist, the man who goes on a bike, how do you call it?
Oh, cyclist.
Cyclist. Death of a cyclist. Made with Lucia Bossi. And the film got the first prize in the Cannes Festival. So, and also his Main Street, called Main Street, very good film.
Do you think the Cannes Festival has a lot of, if a movie is honored there, does that really affect its box office in Europe?
It helps a lot in Europe.
Yeah, because I know in America, if something does well in Cannes, it, has very little effect on how well it does in America.
Not in Europe. In Europe, they can and they...
But in Europe, they respect the Cannes.
Yes, they respect it. Yes. And in general, I don't say the choice is the best that they can do. But when I feel that the big prize in Cannes is a good film. It may be not the best, but it's a good one. It's a presentation, a good presentation.
You had mentioned, I think you had some other scripts that you have ready now to do after Jungle of Fear, where you're going to be adapting classic literary works. Like with Jungle of Fear, you're adapting Edgar Allan Poe's The Gold Bug.
And now I have a couple of scripts which are ready. One is Gaston Leroux, novel.
The writer of Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah. And the other one is a script of mine.
With Charles Dickens?
Yes, it's called Through the Eye of a Dead Horse. It's a kind of mystery film, erotic, but in second degree. And then with this film, I do back to back another one.
Oh, you'll do another one back to back with this?
Oh.
Well, so what will that sound be? You have the script for it now?
No, I got the script, actually. I wrote it, so it exists. It's a film, it was a project. I started even long ago. I never made it. I just shot a couple of days. But called The Killer Wore Black Stockings.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it.
Oh, who's going to be the killer? Oh, and are you going to wear black stockings? Oh. I think now you're wearing what, pink stockings?
Now, yes.
A killer would not wear the pink stockings.
No.
And we are shooting back to back with this one. You know, for photo.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a very much Jess Franco film. You know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Will you own the negative to the second film, or will the producer of the
Principally, the owner of the
he'll own both movies?
Both.
Uh-huh.
Until now, I had an agreement with a Spanish producer and distributor for Spain and Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the agreement with a French company for the French market, with that Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to have an agreement with an American company for the United States, Canada, and maybe some other market, because of the rest is free.
Mm-hmm. But with the agreement you have in place now, you should be able to make back the cost of making these two films based on these agreements?
Listen, with the agreement I got already, I may go to do both films, but I would like to have an agreement with an American company because afterwards I will have to pay the lab.
Mm-hmm.
I got the credit in the lab, and they are friends, so they give me the necessary to arrange to finish the film, to have my first copy, my first, let's say, video master, and then I have to pay them.
Were you familiar with that American video deal in the mid-1980s where Charles Band's Wizard Video released nearly 10 of your movies all around the same time, where they purchased maybe, half dozen or 10 movies all in one package, and they released The Black Countess under the title Loves of Arena. They released the Howard Vernon Fall of the House of Usher.
Yeah,
and,
but the problem is this package was made by the French.
Daniel Lejour or his father?
Daniel or the father, because they were the owners of the negatives of the
It also had the film you starred in, The Sadist of Notre Dame, that was in the package, and they retitled it Demonia.
Yeah, they got kind of 25 films of mine. And all my career, from awful Doctor of Love till the last one was Lily, the war song.
One of the movies in that package was called Virgin Among the Living Dead with Howard Vernon. Was it true that movie had zombie scenes filmed after you had finished it?
They changed 100 times the title, and they say the same. I don't understand them.
Yeah.
One of these days they will get killed because they say 100 times the same film with different titles and they put different names. And this is why it's a confusion that when people say about my pseudonyms, I got some pseudonyms, but a lot of them are inventions of pleasure, just to put the things.
I guess Clifford Brown is your most famous pseudonym.
My real things are David Kuhn as a writer, because I used it before I directed my first film. And then I have my quintet of great jazz musicians, jazz musicians, who were Clifford Brown, James P. Johnson, Dave Tapp, Charlie Christian, and Slam Stewart. Because I was, it was a kind of homage to them. Because we're jazz musicians I love. And I use those names, and out of those names, everything else is an invention of anyone in the world. Like James Gardner, I never put James Gardner to that extent.
I know. I've seen some that just say
Manera with the dream, right?
Jess Frank, or instead of Franco, they'll say Frank.
Jess Franco. No, I never say Jess Frank. Some people put Frank.
Yeah.
But you will understand it. My name is Jesus. Jesus Christ. And my family name is Franco, like the general. And when I started to work out of Spain, my name was a joke. Because
Franco was still
for
alive.
instance, when I met Romay said, he said, but you are Spain. When he heard my name. You are the official Spain, Jesus Christ as General Franco. So I decided to take out the Jesus Christ name because in Europe, even in Europe, in France or in Italy, this name is just for the...
Well, in Spain, don't they pronounce it Jesus?
Jesus,
Yeah.
it's quite a normal name.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a common name in Mexico and Spain. That's like calling somebody John or Bill in America.
Yeah. So Jess is almost the same, but doesn't sound in the Latin countries. And France doesn't sound like Jesus Christ. And not Jesus Christ, it's just like the like the sound like the same name, that's Jess.
Yeah, even Jesus Christ is the star of the new Abel Ferrara film,
Right.
Bad Lieutenant. Did you see where he's...
Yeah, but it's why I decided to check it, to put Jess Franco. And then some people, nice people, when they made the video edition or something, they put Frank. Because they said...
Yeah, that's what Wizard Video did on some of those. They put Frank instead of Franco.
No, this is it. Because Franco is a normal name, Italian normal name, or even in
many
the States.
Many Italian directors use more American-sounding names when their movies are released in America. Like Antonio Margheriti calls himself Anthony Dawson, and Ariste Mazzacchese calls himself Joe Amato. And they do that because they think maybe in America no one could pronounce the original name.
They will think they are American.
Of course, Dario Argento is the same everywhere.
Nobody, I know the directors to that.
Yeah.
As a producer and distributor for this funny name. I did myself for several reasons. Number one, because I made too much films. I didn't want to, to have an imbalance of the market with
Yeah, I mean, there was, in the early 70s or whatever, sometimes how many would you do, like 7 or 8 a year?
Even 10.
No, even 10 a year.
And 10 is too much. So I used a couple of them were, depending on the style, were people Brown, some of them James P. Johnson, some of them Jess Franco.
You could be, maybe you could film a movie and then give it to Lina, and Lina could be editing while you're filming a new one? You ever do like that?
No. She can be with me, she can help me, but I have to do it myself. No. The only thing that we can do now, we didn't do for years, but we made before, is to shoot 3 films back to back, and then to go to the cutting room and fill in the 3 and to make the sound for the 3. It's a good way to make a lot, because now, for instance, I'm doing 2, but I can do 2 more in September, when those are finished. Maybe in January.
Can you get a good deal on your buying your film stock and getting your processing done, where you can, get volume rates, or where the cost is not so high? Because that's like the main expense in making a film. You can't get around is the cost of buying the 35 millimeter stock and the cost of having it processed and all that.
Yeah. Listen, when I start a film, it's because I know it's paid.
Because you have the money to finish it.
Yeah. Otherwise I don't know. I wait.
Because Orson Welles sometimes would start a movie without having the money to finish it, and then would stop and get the money and then finish it.
Yeah. But it's not a good system. Because also the Orson Welles film were
because if you have to take a break in the film to get more money, then your actress gets a haircut or something. The continuity is all thrown off.
And also, because this is a little bit, one day Luis Buñuel told me, asked me, how this man, Orson Welles, can keep the same feeling for months and months and months. And he said it to me, I should normally finish in 4 or 5 weeks, because it's the limit for me. Otherwise I start again, because I don't agree with my own ideas after a couple of months. I understand it. I think
You have to shoot the film in a short period of time. If you think,
yes, really, because otherwise,
if you think about it too much, you may change the script.
yes, no, and you change your point of view. You change
There may be movies you've already made that you would like to change, but they're finished and it's too late.
That I think is necessary. Because my answer to those girls, you will understand it perfectly. I say it, but as a matter of fact, also one does the same that you. The only thing is he never finished because he starts again. And he is able to shoot the same sequence 10 times in different places with different people in different atmosphere, in exterior, interior, in a castle, outside with the snow, or with, so this is like making a different, meaning about everything. But I think the way of Luis Buñuel was much more clever. You mustn't forget Luis Buñuel was a production man before. So if I can keep my feeling during 3 months, let's finish. In the 3 months, otherwise I will start saying the sequence is not so good, I must do it another way, because like that the others will understand the reaction. You never finish. You never finish. You can keep along. Like Jacques Tati. Jacques Tati never finished a film.
Really?
He made the copies and everything, but 2 years later, looking at the film, say, oh, this sequence is very bad in that body. He shot it again. If you see, for instance, Jour de Fête, no?
No, I haven't seen that.
No. You haven't seen?
No.
No, but you know the name, Jacques Tati.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Jacques Tati, his first great film was Jour de Fête. And you see the original Jour de Fête, and the Jour de Fête, he shows, he sound theater in Paris 1 year before dying. Most of things was remade. Most of things. The difference was 70% difference. Because all the 2 or 3 years you look at Jour de Fête again and think, that's pity because the sequence should be much better. If I have this actor, remaking everything. Remaking lots of sequences every year. So this is another conception, but you have to be rich, to have money enough to when you see the film, you say, my God, this sequence I have to make again. And if you have the money, you can do it, but if you haven't, that's the drama, like everything was.
I mean, do you think one of the luxuries of a big budget is to be able to have more like tracking shots where your crew can lay down camera tracks and you can do more dolly shots instead of doing zooms? Because it seems on like the bigger budget films, like a Bertolucci film, like 1900, he's got very intricate dolly shots where he moves into a subject, but he doesn't zoom into the subject, he dollies in, but to do that, he takes an enormous amount of time to lay the camera tracks. So, is that a luxury you would like if you had the extra money where you could do more intricate camera work?
Yeah, he made, as a matter of fact. I don't know if you saw the Tattoo to 2000.
Which one?
The Tattoo to 2000.
2000?
In the Tattoo 2000, I shot the film, I think, kind of 40 shots, with all the dolly shots, complete sequences in one shot with a lot of motions and things going from inside to outside. I love it.
Is it Jimenez de Plessis, the film where you did the entire film in about 20 shots, where you do long camera takes?
Yeah. No, but then I made with...
That's the film that starts out where the camera's panning across and you see the man playing the guitar and then you see the swimming pool and it's a very long shot.
Yeah. I've had some shots of...
That's easier for editing if you have to edit it.
300 better. No, but you have to make a lot of rehearsals, and you have to make much more complicated light, to equilibrate, for instance, the outside with inside and all that, No, it's not a matter of time, it's a matter that some films are good to make that way. Let's look at The Road, Hitchcock. It's perfect, like it is. But to shoot...
I guess Rope was the first movie to use that kind of technique. Right?
Yeah, but to shoot, for instance, what's the color?
You can't...
Norway, the Northwest.
what, like a stagecoach or something?
The one with, no, the Hitchcock film with Caligrad in the plane.
Oh, North by Northwest.
See, in one, it's impossible to shoot it with 9 shots, you know?
Yeah, because you have to have all different camera angles.
A lot of shots. It depends on the film. And also what he made, other Capricorn. Other Capricorn are some sequences which are shot 300 meters long. But not all the film like in the road, because there are all the sequences asking for another.
Do you like the way, like Brian De Palma has set pieces involving maybe one shot that would last 5 or 10 minutes?
I like it.
Yeah, because you had said before you like Brian De Palma.
I like it.
A lot of his movies have one shot that will be very, very long.
No. But the double, I like it. And also the gangster one.
Oh, The Untouchables.
Yeah, Untouchables. Brilliant. No, a lot of films I like it.
No, the opening shot of his movie Bonfire of the Vanities, that's like one camera shot that goes for 10 minutes with no cuts.
Yeah. Good.
But to do a shot like that takes, a lot of camera rigging and a lot of laying.
You need a lot of time.
Either that or
Not only
a steady cam
the
operator.
elements, but also a lot of time to rehearse it. But in general, I try to do, because I think that sometimes you need it even if you are making a small film. When I made recently the Downtown Hit, I used the big dolly 3 or 4 days for shots which were really asking for.
Have you ever wanted to use a steady cam, or would you like to ever use a steady cam?
Steady cam I use very few times because it's too expensive.
Yeah, because to rent one is very high.
Yeah, but the Valero, the big one is 6 meters and a half high, It goes from 10 centimeters to 6 meters and a half. That one I use quite often. Sometimes, because not all time to use the dolly motion is good, no?
Just the natural camera motion.
Yes. So I prefer it. It was a time that they say to me, you are using too much the zoom. I was using the zoom because it was the only way to move in the things, because I had no money to have a grab dolly.
When you're filming something like in Downtown Heat, where maybe you have car scenes and you're having to use public streets in a city, is it easy for you to get permission to maybe block off a street, or do you just?
It depends where you are. Here it's possible.
Yeah, or sometimes can you just film it and just hope there's not a lot of traffic and film it very quickly before traffic will get in the way, or do you usually want to go through the police and block off the street?
Block off the streets if you need. But not principle, I never broke a street because it cost a lot of money, a lot of time. But when you need it, for instance, to make a car accident and all of that, I do, because it's way to do it. But in that moment, I use streets, I look for the streets which is easy to get the permission. But I don't say, Champs-Élysées, we block Champs-Élysées.
Yeah.
No, you block a street in Benidorm. Easier.
Yeah. Nobody blocks the Champs-Élysées, I don't guess.
Yeah, people do.
From the war film, they brought.
Yeah, well, I know that movie that was very big in France last year with Juliette Binoche, Les Amants de Pont-Neuf, where they wanted to film the entire movie on the Pont-Neuf bridge in Paris. They ended up building a reconstruction of it because it was, they couldn't have it blocked off as long as they were going to need to shoot the movie. So they built an exact replica of it.
Yes.
And that movie had the equivalent of a $20 million budget.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Have you heard of that film?
You don't? Yes, I know that. But do you see the $20 million?
No, you don't really see it on the screen because when you watch the movie, you're not aware that you're looking at an expensive reconstruction. When I first saw it, I thought they actually filmed it all on the bridge.
Yeah, okay.
And I figured, well, they made this movie very cheaply because they didn't have to build anything. Everything was already there.
Yeah.
So, no, you don't see the money on the screen. You don't realize.
I think in Europe, $20 million, you have to show something.